Hello, everybody, and welcome to this wonderful game of Collegiate League of Legends today between the teams of the New Jersey Gothic Knights and Suny Empire. I am Tanner Kinney, Grizzle Beef here. Uh, gonna be, and I'm joined today by my co-caster, Nick. Yeah, so we're here to enjoy some League of Legends. This will be very spicy. I'm hoping we get some spice, we get some interesting rune builds, and if there is any scuff production, I'm sorry. just just trust that I did. We are doing our best out here. We're doing our best. So yeah, we are currently waiting for the game to start. Yeah, yeah. That's basically the format. Pretty standard tournament format. Nothing too crazy. It's the first week here, so we're gonna see how a lot of these teams go in here and try and get on the best foot they possibly can going further into the tournament. So while we wait for the game to start, okay, they can't hear you at all. That's weird. Like you're muted. Okay. Oh yeah, you. Why are you not here? Why are you not here? Okay. No, it should be okay. Uh, sorry. Technical difficulties. We'll be right back. Okay, so I think I solved the problem. If
Mhm.
you can go ahead and talk, Nick.
Hello.
Hello,
Testing, testing.
testing. I'm getting something. I'm getting something.
Okay, okay.
All right. So, uh, I'm waiting to hear from. Okay, it's working. It's
Okay,
working.
okay. We have confirmation.
Okay, fantastic. All right. Well, it don't know if you're coming through two feeds now. If you are, I will just delete the one I added. So
Okay.
we are
I mean,
currently they're currently in Champ Select. We're waiting for them to get into the game so we can join and then see the draft, and then we will discuss it once we get in.
mhm.
But so just real quick, while we're here, we can go over a little bit of what we researched with the teams and maybe what to expect going forward. So, uh,
Yeah.
what have you
So
found?
so on the side of CU, they have a wide variety of ranks and players and skill levels. I mean, we have players from bronze all the way up to master. Um, so their support player is the one we're going to need to look at a lot. Their support player, Paco Parrot. He plays a lot of Rel, he plays a lot of Karma, and he's by far the most skilled player in on both these teams. So we're definitely going to need to look out for that.
Yeah. And I think, assuming I know who's supporting on the opposing team for Empire, Jenny Penny looks to be their support, and this will be the biggest gap because Jenny Penny is a level 17 player. Uh,
Mhm.
you can't even play ranked when you're level 17. So hopefully, hopefully they
Let's
can.
just say this will be an interesting matchup.
Yeah, this there might be a mismatch in the bot lane, but hopefully it doesn't end too badly. Uh,
And one thing we're always going to have to look at when it comes to lower rated games like this is champ pools. What champions are people comfortable with? And meta picks aren't going to be like very prevalent when it comes to drafting. We're probably not going to see a lot of Udyr. We're probably not going to see a lot of Camille. We're going to see a lot of just comfort picks that these players have been playing for about as long as they've been playing.
Yeah, and just so we're aware, Paco Parrot is not actually playing, so they do not have their master support player. Uh,
Okay. Well, the game seems a lot closer now. I'm going to be honest. Um, it's a bit lopsided with a master player, but now with the field a little bit more level, we're gonna need to look at NJCU with a lot more critique, I guess.
yeah, absolutely, absolutely, and okay. All right, I'm giving you the. By the way, just so you know, Nick, I am currently sending the game feed over to your end,
All
so
right.
you should be able to see it now. Hopefully, hopefully.
Okay.
We're
So
again,
now that we have some eyes on the draft,
yeah.
we can talk about how this game's probably going to play out.
Yeah. We are currently looking at, and I'll just yeah, we're currently looking at on the blue team for Empire, Empire Suny Empire, whatever.
Mhm.
They have Malphite in the top. They have what looks to be Malphite in the top lane. Or wait a minute. No, no, it's probably Garen, right? there's no way this is Garen. Wait, could it
See,
be
this is
Garen?
what I meant. This is what I meant when I was talking about comfort picks. We're going to see a lot of unorthodox stuff. People are more comfortable on some champs. They might be playing in off roles. We don't know. So my guess for Sun Empire right now is they have Malphite in the top lane, Lilia jungle, Garen in mid, and a Nautilus Jinx bot lane,
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
which really makes me think a point of power for them is definitely around the Garen in the mid lane. Everything else seems that it's probably going to be getting pushed in, probably going to be losing lane, especially with NJCU having the Morgana, the ranged bot lane. Definitely not a power point. They might need to play weak side, and it's definitely about where this Lilia really wants to go and try and force through the early game.
Yeah, and we're gonna be getting into game right here. So sit back and hopefully it transitions in well.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we're gonna be getting started here right now.
And on the opposite side, I think NJCU actually has probably the more balanced comp when it comes to it, team composition. Um, they have a lot of pushing lanes. They have a lot of strong points. The main way I want to see Empire play through this match is I want to see the Lilia go mid early on, get some pressure there, and have Garen be able to move around the map and affect those not mid, top and bot lanes who are going to be getting pushed in.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll go ahead and I'll adjust this real quick. All right, there. That's better.
It's a lot nicer to look at.
Yeah, that's better. That's better. All right, like if directed camera could take over, so I don't have to actually do anything. Yeah, so we are going to see the like you said, the Garen looking to probably roam. I'm not sure how personally, I'm not sure how effective Garen roaming is going to actually be in the long run, because I mean he's fast.
It might not be better than some champions, but hey, if it works, right?
Yeah.
Veigar is not going to be able to contest him in these early levels. Veigar is going to need to wait till at least level 6 before he can even think about fighting this Garen.
Yeah, absolutely. Veigar is going to be running away screaming. While Garen's screaming at him.
And this jungle matchup is going to tell a lot about how this game's going to go. Both Amumu and Lilia are champions that like to just full clear both sides of the jungle and try and go towards their strong side of the map. So, and Amumu has the strong side lanes. We'll just have to see if Lilia makes a mistake of maybe heading towards that top lane where the Wukong is, or heading towards that bot lane where the Morgana is. This game can blow up really fast.
Absolutely, absolutely. So starting out here, we're seeing a pretty standard, solo queue start. The junglers get their leashes. There's some, minions farming in the top lane. We get to see some engaging CSing. Not a lot of trades though. Not a lot of early trades coming out from the two of them.
And here we are already seeing it. I mean, Garen's pushing this Veigar in. He's going to have immense early pressure, and it's going to be hard for this movement to really do much.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. But hey, that's a little bit of damage with the Comet there and the Q. Maybe not the kind of AP generation he's looking for, but Veigar is going to be looking to stack us here. We get a trade up in the top lane. Wukong's going to get some damage down with a crushing blow, but Malphite's just going to heal it up. Not the corrupting pot on the Malphite. Typically, you see corrupting pot. It's an interesting choice.
So one thing I want to point out really quick is a really interesting pathing choice that the Lilia just took. Lilia decided to skip Krugs, which usually what Lilias like to try and do, they take red Krugs and then full clear all the way up the jungle, but she's skipping Krugs, meaning she's going to have that timer. She's going to be top lane before Amumu even gets there, assuming Amumu does Krugs.
Yeah. Yeah, so assuming he gets there. Trust me.
Potential gank there.
Yeah, trust me. I play in the level that these players are in. You never see anybody take Krugs. It's a fake camp. I've never seen it.
I mean, taking Krugs is a good thing, but
yeah, it is a good thing, but it never happens. It looks like we're gonna have a gank on the top side. Wukong's gonna be trying to get some damage out. The bowling ball does miss, but Malphite's gonna get some damage down. Lilia hits the Q, forcing the flash out of Wukong. He's gonna decoy away and is gonna get to safety, but they do blow his flash. So successful gank from Tank Alpha on the top side.
And here we are, the Garen moving.
Ooh, and Garen's going to be moving up to the Amumu, flashing down the decisive strike. The baby cage is going to go down, keeping Garen trapped in place, so he's not going to be able to secure that kill on the Amumu, but Amumu's going to have to flash, and he's going to lose the scuttle there, too.
And that's exactly what I wanted to see. I wanted to see Garen getting that early pressure in his lane and moving around the map, helping his jungler get pressure on those side lanes. And since we saw Amumu kind of take a weird path around back to his Raptors that were already cleared, he wasn't able to do anything around top lane, but Lilia's heading back towards top.
Yeah, Lilia's going to be looking to get some... she's going to be ducking away, probably going to that Gromp. Mumu does get a scuttle, so he did get a crab. Actually, ahead in CS right now. Only by one camp, though. Not too big of a lead, and Lilia can catch up really fast because she clears really quickly.
So I don't think we're going to see any more action around.
Oh, just kid. Yeah, we're going to see some action in the bot lane with the engage onto the Tristana with the snaring blow. Don't remember what the passive of Nautilus is called. Mastery 7 champion, by the way. He's going to get another hook. It's going to land on the Morgana. She doesn't have a black shield. She can't really fight back, though. Root's going to go down onto Tristana. Jinx is going to get a lot of autos out with the rocket and deal a lot of poke damage. A really good trade from the side of Suny Empire. And there's another trade in top lane where Wukong's going to be dipping in, diving out, slapping down. We don't get to see what's going on, but it looks like Wukong does get away there.
So, I mean, this is potentially disastrous for Malphite.
Oh, speaking of disaster, Malphite's hitting the decoy. Barely an escape from the Wukong. Oh, boy. Oh, and the Mumu's pathing up.
I mean, theoretically, that should be bad for Malphite, but um, I think it still is. This Lily is going to be clearing back towards the top side, and I know I said we're not going to see much more action towards the top side, barring
Mouth
tower dives, I guess.
Flash tower dive with the little wagon wheel coming out from Malphite.
And what we're probably going to be seeing here is Lily is going to probably back. Her topside camps are probably coming back up, so she's going to head back towards that top side. The top wave should be pushing back towards Malphite at this point, so that's a potential gank opportunity.
Yeah, absolutely. Malphite was out of mana last time we looked up there. He just TP'd. He's actually full mana. So both top laners did use TP to get back to lane right there. Hook going wide. Field goal, 3 points.
Okay, well.
Lily's
heading back towards her bot side. Okay.
Yeah, so Lily is going to be heading bot side. Doesn't look like any of her camps are up. Wukong's going to be going into the blue side jungle to throw down some wards. Don't miss your mark is the name of that player. Throw down a vision ward at the blue camp, so he'll be able to see when Lilia goes by, just to keep himself safe.
And that's really important.
Oh, we got a jump coming in. Tristana's going to be with the Black Shield, getting a lot of damage out with the explosive bomb. Almost ticking. It's fully charged. Jinx is going to take a lot of damage, but she is going to get out. Have to blow Flash there, too. Good engage from the Tristana in the bot lane.
There's a lot of positive trades going around here. Lilia is on the bot side, so potential ganks. They don't have any wards protecting them, and
ooh, yeah.
They most likely don't know where Lilia is, and
Lilia has decided to go for the crab. Just kidding. She's made a decision. The hook is going to go in, but the Black Shield comes out. Tristana jumps back in. He's going to get the explosive bomb. Is she going to finish the kill? It's a 1-for-1 trade. Jinx picks up the first blood, though. Morgana's going to go down, too. TP coming in from the Veigar. He's possibly put himself into a terrible situation. The baby cage comes down, but the one-shot with the meteor into the ultimate. Goodbye, Lilia. Goodbye, Bambi. Sorry. Movie's canceled. The movie's over.
That was a bit of damage from Veigar. I didn't quite expect Lilia to get one shot there, but she is a level below. She hasn't been farming the most effectively. She probably took armor in her runes. It's definitely hard for her to really compete with these AP characters.
Yeah, and it looks like we're gonna see the dragon taken on the side of NJ.
And that's what bot control can do for you, I guess. Like, you TP down, kill the bot lane. Easy dragon, right?
Yeah, easy dragon. It's an easy dragon. Still not so bad for the side of Suny Empire. They did get the first blood there. They did trade evenly. Summoners overall, I'd say, is in advantage of New Jersey City University, NJCU. I had to think that out.
I know it's hard to say sometimes.
Yeah, that's a.
It doesn't roll off the tongue, but
yeah. NJC, whatever. It doesn't matter. The red team here. Oh, and there's an invade topside.
Yeah, we see the combo invading topside, and again, this is exactly what Garen's early pressure can do. I mean, I'm not sure why Malphite's here, but sure, if it works, it works. Lily is still level 5. She needs to.
Malphite's a guardian. He's just protecting. He's protecting his fellow deer.
He is protecting.
Ooh, we got an engage in the bot lane. It's gonna be a can't tell what happened there because I decided to turn directed cam off. Oh, we've got a kill coming in the mid lane. Garen just runs at this guy, spins him over. Good night. Good night.
I mean, theoretically, Veigar should never die in that lane. I mean, he just has to sit back, keep his cage ready, and whenever Garen tries to Q, run into him, just throw your cage down. You should be theoretically safe. So this is a pretty costly mistake from Veigar here, especially since he's one of the stronger members on the team right now.
Yeah, and he's already down in CS, and he's just going to get further behind when Garen shoves this wave into the tower, and now Garen has an opportunity to roam down. Hook coming out from the Nautilus, trying to get in. The zap lands. That was a snare from the Morgana, and she's going to take some damage from the lethal tempo Jinx. A lot of damage coming out on the side. Another zap. So poke bot lane for New Jersey getting poked down. New Jersey City.
It's really important that they got this Herald down before the 14-minute mark when turret plates fall. So right now, the main person that's going to carry this team of Empire is Garen. Garen's getting really strong. He's going to be able to affect the map the same way he's been doing all game. And we might see some action.
Got a kerfuffle in the bot lane. Amuma's going to land a bandage onto the Nautilus. He's going to get his Aftershock shield. It's going to be able to resist a lot of this damage. Trying to hook out, able to dodge the snare, and the baby cage is going to fly out pretty soon. There it lands. It lands onto the Nautilus. He's stunned up. He's going to try and get out here. The hook does get him to safety. Veigar cannot get in range to finish him off with that ultimate. And Nautilus somehow gets out of that one.
And, of course, Nautilus Q, you landed on a wall. It buffers you through any CC, so he's able to get out of that one. Not without, I mean, he broke a sweat. He definitely broke a sweat there.
He was really worried. He was very
sweating.
concerned about the future of that. But he did get out. He's going to be picking up his Aegis. I don't remember what support item that builds into. I'm not sure it builds into a support item. Does it build into
It does.
it does build into
Locket. It
Locket.
builds into a few others.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we got an engage here. Wukong gonna be whiffing the ultimate onto the Lilia. She flashes out. It's gonna just walk away back to the forest.
And now we just kind of have to ask ourselves, why is Lilia walking in there? You have your Garen freezing a wave. He can't come and help you immediately. You're walking in there blind. You don't have any wards to place down. It's a really questionable move. Almost all of your camps are up. Your Wolves, Krugs, you can just be taking those. Yeah, it's just kind of a weird allocation of time.
Yeah, and we got a trade top lane. Just a pretty even trade. Wukong is going to come out on the positive end of this with a lot of the crushing blows, reducing that armor that Malphite's picked up. Even through the Bramble Vest, Malphite taking a lot of punishment.
And it's a really weird buy to see Malphite buy Merc Treads.
Yeah, Merc.
I understand.
Oh, we got an engage here. Jumping in, just getting the explosive bomb, walking over the trap. Good black shield from the Morgana. Pretty expected, though. Solid trade. Jinx is going to not be feeling so hot right now.
And we got to pay attention to this dragon timer. This dragon's about to get up. Garen's moving down, getting pressure in the river. Lilia's down bot side, ready for the dragon spawn.
Yeah, it looks like Garen is going to be moving.
Summoners.
Yeah, it looks like Garen's going to be moving, too. He's going to be walking through a ward, but... he's going to clear it. Nothing lands on the side of Empire, but they are able to force the enemy bot lane back, get the pressure around that dragon, like you said, and they're probably going to be looking to pick it up unless the Jersey City Knights can do something about it.
And it's actually really important that the Jersey City Knights were actually able to get that first dragon, because that's going to slow down this early game dragon stacking that NJCU wants to do. And it doesn't look like...
Yep, there's not going to be a contest here, although they are looking like they're trying to set up for it. A baby cage going to go out, stun 3 members. Veigar's using some movement right here, but really he's just going to be burning his stopwatch with nowhere near the Zhonya's, and he's just going to go down with no assistance from anyone on his team.
And there's just no reason to walk into the river there. You guys, they had already recognized they're giving this dragon. They can't really fight it. There's no reason to really walk in there. Maybe try and find a one-shot pick, but it's probably not going to work out that way.
Yeah, no, and we're going to see another jump in here. Tristan's been doing this all game, getting the explosive shot out. A lot of damage. Just barely. Is that minion auto going to finish her off? It does! Oh. It's a secured kill! Now Nautilus is going to be next on the chopping block. The Ignite's going to go down. The damage is going to... Tristana has decided, I want to retire, and she is left to take the fast recall with the gray screen element.
Okay. I mean, you miss every shot you don't take, right? He just wants that second kill. He wants that double kill. But that's still really big. Morgana's going to push this wave in. Jinx is going to lose a lot of gold.
Yeah, that's a huge wave bot lane. That is a huge wave bot lane. That's a lot of gold that Jinx is not going to get.
Going to be closer to getting her first item here. Maybe. I don't know. This has been very unpredictable, and I'm loving it.
Yeah, that Tristana jump. I saw myself in that player. I would have made that jump too, and I would have also died. So, I can respect it.
He's typing in chat too deep. You can you're going a little bit too far there.
too spicy. Lilia is gonna be dipping into the jungle here. Has no business being here, but she tried anyways.
And a lot of this gold lead that Empire does have is on this Garen. They're basically playing around this Garen to carry them through this early game, to try and get Jinx, to try and get Lilia, to get those 1 to 2 item points. Those are going to be their large.
Well, we got an Amumu damage coming in. Some damage coming on to tank Alpha. He's going to have to run away, but the Amumu, Curse of the Sad Mummy, is going to go down. The burn coming in. Amumu's going to pick up a kill, but for what cost? Flash is the cost. But, Lilia once again dies. Another hook coming down on the Morgana. She's going to get rooted up. The Black Shield comes in way too late, but the damage is going to get retraded back. Tristana really smartly blocking that Jinx ulti, keeping Morgana alive, despite unfortunate Black Shield timing.
And I think Slime is really carrying the spot lane. Nothing against Morgana. Morgana's playing well in her own right, but this Tristana is really bullying this lane, getting a lot of pressure in a place
Ooh,
where they
and that's
should
not
be.
good. The heal's going to come down. Another explosive shot. An incredible
Into the
buster
tower.
shot into the turret. Manages to get that Jinx right where she didn't expect. Jinx was suddenly under tower range getting shot. She was like, how did I get here? I didn't use Gale Force. And it was just tragic.
And
Nautilus
against
stays
this,
alive.
like you said, an amazing ult by Baby Slime there. Insecking. I mean, that's not even Lee Sin. Insecking Jinx right back
Yeah.
into the tower.
Yeah, the
You
Tristana
can't
sec.
fight that.
That's the
Tristana sec.
reverse Cody Sun, where you actually use your ultimate effectively. Oh,
You're
no.
not killing your teammate.
Yeah, you're not killing your teammate. Or Carzy today in the LEC. He had just a really interesting Tristana game. Was really glad to see that.
Interesting. I'll be able
Yeah,
to fight
yeah.
here.
Baby Cage coming down, Meteor coming down, Poke coming down on the Lilia.
Lilia needs to be careful here.
Yeah, she's got to be careful, but so does Veigar. TP is going to be coming in from the Wukong. He's got an angle. The movement from the Garen gets him around, and he's going to just wander back to his wolves.
And I mean, that's every TP in the game burned right now, so nobody can really move around the map. There might be a potential fight around this Herald, but it doesn't seem like Empire really wants to risk it right now.
Yeah, Alpha doesn't have the health bar. Even after the Grand Peel, she's not going to have the health bar to really do anything. Malphite here does discover it, pinging for assistance. It looks like they're going to try and do something. The baby Cage does zone him out. The Meteor is going to zone him out too. The bowling ball does land, only on one person though, so that's not very good sleep angles. She gets the 3-man hit with that, but not much coming down. She's going to go down. The Meteor is going to go onto the Herald. Malphite ultis in, realizes I don't have any backup, and has to flash out. So
and one thing you always want to assess when you're about to take a fight is, do you have a numbers advantage? Empire didn't have the numbers advantage. They didn't have enough people. Oh,
ooh, the flash Baby Cage. Garen's trapped, but is he trapped with them? Yes. Yes is the answer. He's gone. Veigar clicks the gameplay button, manages to secure that, but now Slime maybe taking a bad trade, but the max range route coming in, the jump maybe a little too risky, but Tristana does pick that up for another kill. This Tristana's on fire right now.
And this gold lead that Empire had like 2 minutes ago has been completely closed almost solely by Baby Slime getting these kills, making these plays, and now this game looks a lot more even than we think.
Yeah, absolutely. There's a lot going on. A lot going on here. The Dragon is going to be next on the table. Tristana a little low, so if they take this fight, Baby Slime's going to be a little bit of... Okay, bowling ball goes wide. The Jinx does land, doesn't do a whole lot to the Amumu since he's full HP, and they're just going to very safely secure this. The Baby Cage goes down. Lilia stepped up a little too far, and she gets gameplayed as well. Another kill picked up by KP Cooper. He's starting to scale.
We see this Lilia making a lot of mistakes, being out of position, overextending when she doesn't have teammates near. She's really costing your team a lot of gold, a lot of pressure, and I think she needs to just try and take a step back, reassess how this game's going, and understand who she needs to play through right now. Right now, she needs to play through this Garen. She needs to play mainly through this Garen.
Yeah, just through the Garen. What other players are there on the team? It's just Garen. Hey, I mean, what is Malphite building? I want to pick your brain here. All right, you're the color. You're the color caster, but we can't talk about that right now because we got to talk about this trade. Just kidding. What is Malphite building?
I am assuming he built the Bramble Vest for lane to specifically lane against Wukong, and now he's turning around and he thought, I want to build AP this game.
Yeah, he's looking to kill, and he's going to kill Wukong right here. The Decisive Strike goes onto the decoy. The ulti is going to keep Wukong safe, but now there's an engage in the bot lane. Jinx once again gets caught by the Baby Cage, and the explosive bomb sends her back to base. And meanwhile, Wukong did end up dying top lane from that engage. Baby Cage barely misses. Bowling ball definitely misses. So yeah,
and what we see are both teams trying to play around different strong sides of the map. I think Empire was able to realize that bot side is their weak side. They need to try and stack, maybe make a play on the other
side. We got a bandage coming in. Curse of the Sad Mummy locks down 2 people, and this is going to be clean kills picked up by Baby Slime right here. C9 Mercury is going to be trying to dodge and duck, but you cannot dive away from those Tristana auto attacks.
And this Tristana is putting on a clinic. She's so strong. She has so much gold. Basically putting this team on her map, and her team knows who they need to play around, and it's her.
Yeah, she's absolutely the carry. And Jinx, oh, she's going deep again, jumps over the traps. They somehow didn't stop her.
Yeah.
Morgana walks in, decides to just take a couple tower shots for fun. She didn't even need to. Just wanted to feel the thrill. The thrill of taking damage. Malphite TP'd!
Oh, Malphite's behind them.
Malphite
and
TP'd into the dragon pit. Oh, he's not going. Yeah.
Oh, he's finding him.
He sniffed them
Oh,
out, but there's
it's so
nobody there.
it's so disappointing. Oh,
Yeah.
you think you're gonna walk into something good. Something good's gonna happen. Just there's nothing there.
Yeah,
It's all pain. Just pain.
It was all pain. And now
Just pain.
the Herald gonna be coming down for the Jersey City Knights. Picking up
And
that
most
mid
of
lane.
it is just a tier 1. It seems like Empire's going to be able to answer this pretty well.
Yeah, they just clear that. Just a tier 1 gone. Not the end of the world. Surprisingly, only a 1k gold lead for the Jersey City Knights. Find that interesting. Oh, and here comes an engage. Tristana jumping into the Garen. Maybe not the best decision, but she keeps herself alive. Just kidding. She's going to go down. Now Garen's going to be conking, but he's going to get just surrounded by 4 people. 1-for-1 trade, but that was 1,000 gold into Garen's pocket, and he's their carry. He's going to need that.
It's going to be pretty difficult because he did die too. It seems like there could be a possible play here. Malphite
Yeah,
down.
the flash coming in. He's going to try and get a Curse of the Sad Mummy down, but he's not going to get in range, and just Lilia is gone. She was there, and now she's not. That's been happening a lot. Bandage goes wide. We're going to wait to see if the snare is going to land. C9 Mercury, not really Cloud9, although from what I understand, they did not. Oh, wait, no, the TL, whatever. Doesn't matter. Curse of the Sad Mummy.
They might need a new signing. Who knows?
Yeah, I don't know if this Cloud9 pickup really helping them out.
But I mean, there we see it again. I'm not trying to rail on this Lilia too hard, but she's not having the game she would like to be, right? Every time she's getting close, she's getting one shot, she's overextending. She needs to just try and look for those sleeps, back up, look for those sleeps, try and help your team get the kills they need to get. They're the damage dealers, you're the CC bot.
Yeah, she needs to really be playing more around her team. And I see the theory is that she was looking to try and get a flank, but she had no business attempting to flank against 4 full health team members as Lilia. What does she do? She lands a really big bowling ball and gets to sleep and still dies. I just don't understand. I don't understand it. But
understandable how a Lilia who's this far behind is finding it hard to approach team fights like this. I mean, you're trying to run around a Morgana, Veigar, a Mumu. I mean, there's a lot of CC, a lot of things going around.
Ooh, and speaking of CC, the Malphite ulti is going to go down onto one person. KP Cooper's going to have to kite back, and he kites back successfully. Ooh. The huge kaboom! Jinx is going to be going down, but now Lilia is going to be coming in and picking up another kill. The sleep going to go down onto 2 members. Baby Slime's actually in danger right now. Nautilus going to be picking up that kill. Malphite's going to have to kite back. Here comes the Lilia. She's picking up another kill. Lilia, right as we were talking about how it might be over for her, she picks up 2 kills. Finally, Stit's getting to start rolling, but Moom is just going to slowly burn down this Nautilus, or is Amumu in danger? Here comes Garen. The divine justice smites Amumu. Amadeus Beans did his best. Ends up getting killed. 4 for 4.
We've been talking about this Tristana, and we've been talking about this Garen all game. The one person we haven't been talking about that's actually having a really good game is Amumu. He's actually been landing these engages, landing these fights, and he's doing a surprising amount of damage for how much tank he's built. And he almost carried that fight, but if it wasn't for the super fed Garen running in and just killing him.
Yeah. But, it's what we can bring positively out of that. The Lilia gets a couple kills. She's finished her second item. She's got 2 items now. She's starting to get some power onto her. What was that baby cage? Just pretend I didn't see it. Pretend you didn't see that baby cage. Don't know where he was aiming it.
So the best way I think NJCU can approach these fights is probably in just the classic front to back style. You put Wukong, you put Amumu in the front, and they're probably handling the engage, disengage, anything like that. And then you have a Veigar, Morgana sitting around the Tristana, protecting you from any potential dives from the Garen or from the Malphite. I think in any front to back scenario, I think NJCU just wins fights. I mean, there's no way that Empire is strong enough to just run at this Tristana and kill her.
Yeah, like Jinx is so far behind. The Lily is so far behind. The only real success is that if Malphite gets enough AP, maybe he can one shot maybe he can one shot Vigar or Tristana.
I
Maybe.
mean, literally all of the gold is on this Garen. You neutralize the Garen, you neutralize Empire. Just
Yeah.
period.
Yeah.
I mean, he has almost 100 CS over everybody else on his team. He has 5 kills. I mean, this is the guy that you're playing against, and the 4 people are just background characters.
Yeah, they're side characters. He's the main character. Everybody else is a ward. The Curse of the Sad Mummy gonna come down. Good night. Lilia takes another nap. Uh, But right now,
Oh,
the Amumu is going to keep the
might be
pressure onto
gone.
the Nautilus here. Another bandage coming out. Nautilus is going to probably go down here. He's going to try and get out with the hook. He's going to barely escape.
Ooh, with a
The
locket.
locket shield keeps him alive from the Buster Shot, but that explosive bomb is going to do a lot of damage to this Malphite. He's not tanky. Not tanky enough for what he needs to do. Pings are
Garen
coming
coming off
in,
the
though.
flank.
Garen's coming on the flank. Garen's coming on the flank. He's going to be looking to try and get onto the Tristana or the Amumu, but it looks like they're going to keep trying to escape. I'm going to take over here. Just kidding. All right. Oh, we got a Malphite ulti onto the Veigar. That was not the kind of trade the Malphite was looking for. We got a flash onto the Tristana. The Divine Justice coming down. But that's going to be another 1-for-1 trade that the Garen's going to be taking here as he gets slapped and just slapped down by the Wukong. A lot of
And
ultimates getting used.
they had to burn so much to try and kill the Tristana. They didn't have anything else to fight the rest of the team. I mean, like I said, while Garen is basically the only strong person on Empire, there are more strong people on NJCU than just this Tristana. I mean, this Wukong's been farming up. Amumu's still extremely strong, and there are now 6 kills on this Vigar. This is a scary team.
Yeah, they're pretty much everyone on the side for the Jersey City Knights are dangerous. I mean, even the Morgana with the Imperial Mandate, you don't want to get rooted there. You don't want to get stunned up. You're gonna probably end up dying. It's just there's
Oh,
taking a tower shot.
okay.
Just wanted to feel the pain. Just wanted
And
to.
another thing,
He
this
could.
is why you don't build hybrid Malphite. You don't really you have the worst of both worlds. You're not tanky enough to survive sitting through the team, and you don't do enough damage to just straight up one shot people. So
Yeah,
now that he's building like a tank and damage item, he kind of just does worse at both things rather than being really good at one thing.
yeah. I don't know about this Malphite build. It's just I I don't even see like a way that it could be good. It like maybe not.
I mean,
No.
I can see stopping on the Bramble Vest altogether. You just buy the Bramble Vest for the lane against the Wukong, and you just build full AP after that. But I mean, he's now finishing what looks like finishing the Thornmail. It's a really weird build.
If you wanted a little bit of armor, couldn't you pick up the
Choke help.
plated steel caps? But trade coming
Mhm.
out, not a whole lot.
And he can't even duel the
Oh
Wukong.
no. Well, Lilia gets caught by the baby cage, goes down, but now the Garen's on top of the Amumu, dealing way more damage than probably either of them expected. Amumu, despite his tankiness, does go down. They're going to try and trade back onto the Garen. He's got to go in. The Buster Shot sends him back, and he's not able to get in on anyone. The jump comes in, the Explosive Shot comes down, and he is a rat in a cage, Nautilus. He goes down. That's a
And
3-for-1.
there's just too many targets for this Garen to take down. I mean, yeah, Garen's super strong. He's probably the strongest character in the game right now, but there's just too many people for him to take down alone. I mean, his team is really lacking behind them, and if there's any time to say, man, I didn't win this game because my team was bad, it's this game.
Yeah, I didn't. Team diff happen. Oh my goodness, gravy. Oh, and good night.
I mean,
What are you supposed to do there?
I genuinely think it's just Empire ran out of time. They had an obvious win con. They had an obvious plan coming into it. Get early pressure for the Garen, move around the map, get an early lead through that, maybe through Drakes, through plates. They didn't execute on it perfectly, and now the team with the better late game comp is just smashing fights with the Vigar, with the tank and a Mumu, and this Tristana with almost 3 items.
Yeah. They're completely scaled up on not complete up.
Okay.
He's okay.
Okay.
All right. He was
Okay,
looking to
I
TP.
think
He misclicked. Happens. This is why.
Okay,
This is why you put flash
he
on
was trying
D.
Oh, okay, he was TPing to the tower on the mini map. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. It was just unfortunate error.
Wonky. It's wonky.
Sometimes these things happen.
I don't think the enemy team saw it, so if
Yeah.
they don't know it's gone, is it really gone?
Yeah. Don't tell anyone. Don't tell anyone. He wasted his flash. Thank you.
It's a secret.
Yeah, it's a secret. All of us get to know it, but nobody else does. And the Wukong knows.
And now's about the time when you can start playing around the dragon. You have Garen splitting in the bot side without TP, so I mean you could literally just do Baron right now if you wanted to, but they're not going to. Amumu really needs that Gromp.
Ooh, the bowling ball's gonna come down. Mumu's gonna be thrown out the who? Veigar's gonna be thrown out the cage. The snare's gonna land, and that's just a meteor, and that's an ultimate.
my-
2 players have been successfully erased by the Tiny Master of Evil. Another baby cage gonna go down. Gonna just barely miss there.
I think that was an actual, like, straight up just ultimate from Veigar.
I
think that's all it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was just an ultimate from Veigar. He absolutely erased that person, sent him to another dimension.
A bit nasty. I think that what goes against the Geneva Convention, but like that's just my
that is absolutely a war crime. Veigar is this is a 3-level lead for the Garen here. He doesn't even care. It's like he doesn't have anybody hitting him, and they're trying to fight bot lane. Nautilus has wandered in to try and steal the Baron buff. Interesting decision.
You know, like I said before, you miss all the shots you don't take. Nautilus really did take a shot there.
He took one hell of a shot. Did not land.
I mean, support 1v4s, not the greatest odds, but here we are.
Seraphine can do it. Seraphine can do it.
Item depending.
Garen's intimidating. He's walking up.
He's scaring them.
He's pretending he's dangerous. And I guess he is. He's going to be taking out a lot of damage here. And the Amumu is going to be walking in, getting a 3-man curse of the Sad Mummy, but there's no backup. But the backup has arrived. The team has arrived. The Tristana has come, and she is ready to send the enemy team.
There's just too many people.
Just kidding. Veigar's here. Tristana was simply rolling out the red carpet for the Veigar to come in and clean up house.
I mean, the only person that's doing damage on this Empire team is Garen. I mean, I can say it a million times, and it's going to keep happening a million times. He runs in, he kills 1, maybe 2 people, and then he dies, and the rest of the team will continue to just get one shot.
We got an ulti down. Malphite gonna get stopped. The Unstoppable Force did end up getting stopped. Sorry. He's gonna get some damage down. The Veigar is gonna somehow barely live there, and now he's bought enough time for the Wukong here to take out the Lilia, and now the Nautilus, even with the flash, Nautilus, just gonna walk away. Sorry for bothering you. Now imagine if Wukong had flash. All right.
If he did have flash.
if Wukong had his flash, he would have been able to kill the Nautilus.
Little did we know, him wasting his flash there is the turning point of this game. But we just don't know it yet.
This is the tipping point.
I'm gonna put my tinfoil hat on here. That's the turning point of this game. Because now they're able to...
The check cleared. The check cleared. He successfully entered.
I mean, there's just too many... There's just too many threats on the side of NJCU.
The fact that Tristana is just walking into the enemy jungle, with no fear, it is a...
I mean, yeah, go ahead, Hooker, Rooter, and Jinx walks up to try and follow up. Jinx is just going to get jumped on, get one shot. I mean, that's all that's going to happen.
Yeah, this is a 4-item Tristana right here. With the Rapid Fire, the Storm Razor, and the Kraken Slayer.
And a GA. So you now need to kill this Tristana twice while they still have an infinite amount of threats on this team.
Oh, yeah, and maybe they're going to try and get the Tristana the one time. Garen's on top of her. She's spinning, and she's hurting right now. The Zap does a little early. Now the Amumu is going to be coming in here. He's on top of them, but doesn't get the Curse of the Sad Mummy out. It's not even up. The Zap's going to land, and Morgana's take a lot of damage. Here comes the Jinx. She's popping off, and then she disappears.
Oh, jeez. I mean, okay. So
that was a good pick.
We're really strong. But I guess if you run into the enemy team, give Garen exactly what he wants, the ability to hit one person at a time, yeah, I guess they can win a fight.
Yeah, I guess that happens, especially because Wukong didn't have TP. He couldn't get in, but it looks like he's going to be trying to get down there now. Lilia tries to go in. Big mistake. She just jumps in. She says, "Watch out, Eep," to herself. Didn't work out. Now the Garen's going to get caught up. The Meteors are going to go down. The Decisive Strike is going to silence the Veigar. Garen's going to be trying to run him down, but goes into the stopwatch, goes into stasis. Going to be throwing down another baby cage, trying to kite back as much as he possibly can. The Garen's going to go down to the Wukong, and now the Nautilus has also walked into the baby cage because he just wanted to get stunned up and give another kill over to the Veigar. That's an ace. And
that's Soul. I feel like we're watching the same fight happen over and over again. It's just NJCU get more powerful each time.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like
Tristana.
we just see Tristana jump in, blow up 2 people, die to Garen, and then here comes Wukong and here comes Wukong and Veigar just to come in and just start killing everyone
And Lilia
and clean
dies
up
to
the
a
fight
single
because
ability.
they wasted so much on just killing the Amumu and Tristana. So we're just watching the same fight play over and over again. And honestly, I don't know if they're going to be able to kill them now because of the Ocean Soul.
Yeah, the Ocean Soul is gonna keep everyone alive here. Especially like the Vagar and the Amumu, especially with all the consistent damage he's putting out with his his tears and the demonic embrace that he picked up. This Amumu is almost 4 items. He's got 3 completed items. He's very
And he does
tanky.
have a bit of AP there.
Yeah,
He
the Malphite
has
is
demonic embrace.
the Malphite is picking up a Banshee's next.
Look, you gotta you're
Unstoppable
going one
force.
way or the other. You can't have it both ways.
Oh, the cage is gonna go backwards. Maybe not the direction he intended. Why? Why the Malphite ultimate makes you unstoppable?
Okay, so we do have the Malphite splitting top. So
Ooh,
let's
and Lilia is she's just dead.
we're watching the same fight every time.
This is
That's
I feel like I've
clearly
seen
wrong.
this before.
I've seen this episode before.
I've seen this one
Lilia
before.
gets caught out, and then a fight ensues
Oh,
afterwards.
here comes the Curse of the Sad Mummy. We're gonna see if the exact same fight happens. 2 players go down. Here comes Garen. Will he kill 2 players before he dies? What just happened to the? I think I think the spectate mode has had enough of this
Did they
game.
surrender or did they?
I don't know. They probably surrendered. So we're gonna go ahead and just I have no idea. It just crashed. So we're just gonna go ahead and go back to we're gonna see what happened. Presumably checking the match
So I
history
mean,
here.
we definitely need to just. I think it goes without saying. Is the game over?
Yeah, it's over. The game's over.
Okay, well, I'm sure it's safe to say NJCU won that game. They just had too many threats. Their team scaled way too well into the team of Empire, who just fell way too far behind. I mean, they had one person propping up all of their gold, all of their power, and he can't take them all on.
No, it's pretty much impossible. Garen is simply one man.
Mm.
Not much he can do. Especially just because he's full melee and so many things that he has to get by. It's just suffering when you're on the Garen. Like you'd hope that the Malphite would help you out, but the Malphite was caught between a rock and a hard place.
Going for the low hanging fruit there, okay.
Yeah, the easy joke.
I mean, it's just Tristana carried them through the mid game. She got extremely fed, and then she gave the rest of her team a lot of time to just scale up, get their items, and there just ended up being too many threats for Empire to deal with.
Yeah.
And we'll definitely need to be looking towards maybe a Tristana ban, maybe some of these comfort picks going away for NJCU.
Yeah.
We'll have to see how this draft shapes out because Empire's going to need to make some changes if they're wanting to win this next game.
Yeah, and we're going to be taking a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to see Game 2 of the series between the Jersey City Knights and Suny Empire. We'll see if Empire can turn it around or if the Knights are just going to take a clean 2-0 victory. We'll see you then. One. Welcome back, everyone, to this Collegiate League event. We're coming in for Game 2 of Suny Empire versus the Jersey City Knights.
And we just came off of a pretty spicy game. A lot of action, a lot of mistakes. It was a lot of fun to watch, and this next game is going to be really telling about how these two teams stand within the future games in the future weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. We saw some impressive play from Slime in the bot lane in particular. The Vagar had a little bit of a rough start, but turned it around going later into the game. And I mean, I like me some Amumu, you know? I'm an Amumu fan. He
I mean,
was
at a certain point in the game, Vagar's just going to be Vagar, and Amumu's going to be Amumu.
yeah, it's inevitable when Vagar arrives, but boy does he. Boy does he.
Mhm. We're just waiting to get into game right now.
Yeah, we're
Um,
waiting
Before
for the
that, we can talk about some
draft.
expectations. I'm expecting to see maybe a Tristana ban, maybe a Vagar ban on the side of NJC, or not NJCU, on the side of Empire. And I would expect maybe to see some priority on maybe removing the Garen on the side of NJCU because that was a bit of an issue for them last game. Um, who knows? Maybe they're comfortable playing against it again. They're okay with giving it over. Maybe they're more worried about what their bans last game. We'll have to see.
Yeah, all right. It looks like they are going into the draft here. Uh, I'll shoot. Yeah, it should. I'll shoot you the link. That's not. Oh, well, that's not that. I'm sorry. Where is? Why did I not copy that? I'm so sorry, everyone. Keep. This is a.
In the meantime,
Yeah,
we
keep
can
keep talking.
definitely just.
Keep
I will
talking.
keep talking. In the meantime, we can try and think where NJCU might try to play around again. I think the bot lane is definitely a big strong point for them. This is the first match of the season, so we're still trying to see who are the strong players, who are players they really want to play around, who's good at playing weak side, who's good at playing strong side. I think the bot lane support duo for NJCU is a really good place to be playing around. They bring a lot of pressure to the table. They're able to transition their lead into later parts of the game, get
Hmm.
their rest of the team ahead, and they're carrying.
They're they're winning the
They
game.
are carrying.
This is very important. And
It's
for the
very
side of Suny Empire, who do you think that they should be playing around? Should they be focusing on their mid laner after he had a fairly solid performance on the Garen, or should they be trying to help out their jungler more, considering that's clearly their weak spot right now?
so I like what they did last game. They had a clear game plan. They executed it correctly to an extent, but at certain points they started making slip ups and they started falling behind. I do think playing through your mid laner is a very good way to win the game. Just maybe shoring up some mistakes here and there. They can actually transition those early game leads into the later points. Maybe dragon stacking, focusing those early game heralds, getting minion leads, taking down towers early, rotating around the map, and just keeping pressure on all sides. A full court press, I guess.
Yeah, it's just try and
Mhm.
do better, just overall. But yeah,
I mean, yeah, I mean, if there's any time to say just don't make mistakes, I mean,
just
that's kind
don't
of what
lose
Empire
forehead.
needed to do. Like Empire had the game in their hands. They had that early game lead. They had the powerful Garen moving around the map. It's just they didn't quite execute correctly.
Yeah, no. A lot of blunders from Empire. So if they clean it up, maybe clean up some build decisions that were a little bizarre. Maybe bust out the calculator if they need if they for just to figure out what's happening.
Just to
Uh,
figure out some numbers,
d-
ratios.
yeah,
Malphite's a
identify.
very complex character. I know.
we, we identify the problem here. Maybe swap out the jungler. Don't know if the Lilia was the right play. I don't know
I
what
mean,
would be the right play, but
Lilia into that team comp, into NJCU's team comp felt kind of weird. I mean, they had a lot of zoning, they had a lot of ways to keep Lilia at an arm's length where she wants to try and get a little bit closer. Um, Lilia was kind of hard to play there, but at the same time, the person piloting the Lilia is also a big factor there. She was getting caught out a lot, being out of position. She needs to maybe be a little bit more conservative what she was trying to do. She had the right idea. She was trying to push that lead, but just a lot of the mistakes were coming out of her end. I mean, she was trying to make plays, but she was getting killed, getting picked off. She needs to be more aware of where the enemy team is moving, what they're trying to do to her. She needs to just kind of take a step back, reassess. What is she trying to do? You know?
yeah, yeah. Uh, Still waiting. Unfortunately, the drafting website is not updating for me, so I can't actually see what's being drafted. So we're still gonna have to wait until we get into the game proper to see what they're gonna be cooking with. Unfortunate, but these things happen.
Okay, I was actually able to. This is last game's draft.
Yeah, that's yeah. Uh, that's what I'm saying.
Well, unless you're doing the salty run back,
That the salty run back would not be ideal. So
I don't think the salty run back would be ideal, but I mean, in the off chance that yes, they are doing that, and they did do all of the same drafts and bans in game two, I don't think it would be the worst thing in the world for Empire. They just need to shore up some mistakes they made. I do think this is a team that can win this series if they take it the distance, go to 3 games. Um, Maybe during this break they took some time to reassess. What did they do wrong? How can they do better next time? You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah, I hopefully the break allowed them to clear their heads because that's definitely crushing. You don't like to just get run down by Tristana. Very depressing to see that. But when you take 5, reassess the situation,
Mhm.
come in with a clear mental, and hopefully we see because like you said, Empire they were doing fine. This is not like a complete mismatch here. They just got outscaled. They lost their footing in the game, and if they manage to keep going toe to toe with the Jersey City Knights, then yeah, it's entirely possible that that last game could have gone to them, and this next game will go to them.
And it's no secret, it's a lot harder to pull off early game oriented teams compared to later game scaling teams. Because when you're playing an early game team, you need to make the steps to try and push that lead into a win. And if you're not taking the steps to push that lead and constantly be pushing the tempo, you're gonna fall behind, and the enemy team's going to get their items. They're going to scale up, and at some point, you just can't play the game into them because their champion just naturally gets stronger as long as the game goes on. I mean, we saw around the 20 to 25 minute mark, they start Empire started making mistakes, and all of a sudden these items started coming through for the Tristana, for the Wukong, for the Vigar, and they just couldn't take fights anymore.
Yeah, this is it's sort of that dichotomy of sinners versus saints, right? If you're gonna play a comp with a lot of early game, it's on you to execute, and
Mhm.
if you botch it and you keep botching it, then no matter how many mistakes the scaling team makes, they will reach their power spike, and you cannot win. We literally saw that earlier today in the LEC, where one team they picked Pantheon, they picked just a lot of really strong early game team fighting. They got a lead, and then they just couldn't do anything, and they threw it away.
I
So
mean, yeah, we see that all the way up to the highest level. I mean, it's really, really hard to execute early game comps unless you're in solo queue where everybody's mental goes boom after 5 minutes.
yeah,
So when you're playing against two organized teams, NJCU is just able to keep their mental right, understand that they need to wait for items, wait for different power points, and then they need to fight when they have those items. Empire couldn't fight back. Their champions just naturally weren't as strong with the items that they had. Looking at you, Malphite.
fight. Yeah, yeah. Maybe full tank would have been the better choice there. I
I
don't
would
even
take
think
full
full AP.
AP.
Full AP.
I would have taken that. You didn't.
Well,
I'm going to have.
if you're going full AP Malphite, do you go Ludens or do you go Night Harvester? Is Night Harvester ever a good choice?
I think Night Harvester is a little bit better when it comes to AP Malphite because of the on-hit damage. If you look at the passives for Ludens and Night Harvester does have a bit more base damage on the first hit that it has
Hmm.
than Ludens. The main draw to Ludens is that first hit, but it's also the mana that you get from it. And Malphite going on into the later game isn't exactly throwing spells as much. His whole job is to press R and then maybe hit Q and E. So I don't know how much mana you really need to do that.
Not a whole lot. Not a
Mhm.
whole lot. Like especially because like if he took the mana flow band, like that's probably enough to
Mhm.
get your whole rotation.
Yeah,
I mean,
for
your
one,
full AP Malphite, you go in, you disappear. But hopefully you take multiple players with you in the process. I should have just gone tank Malphite, just full tank. Sunfire is really good. It's a
I
really
mean,
good item.
I mean, it would have helped. Honestly, AP Malphite still. I might be just advocating for something wrong here, but
No, you I
AP Malphite wouldn't have been the worst because the number one issue for their team fight was that there were just too many targets for them to kill to win a team fight. They couldn't kill the Veigar, Tristana, and Wukong all in one fight. They could
yeah.
only kill like maybe two of them, and then the other one's just gonna kill everyone.
Yeah, and perhaps maybe they could have just found more damage around the team than depending on the Malphite to deal damage.
Maybe,
That's a
and I
possibility, if I
if
may
the
be so
Jinx
bold.
if the Jinx maybe played the game a little bit better,
if
and if the Lilia played the game a lot better,
we're
I think Empire had a chance there.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, there it is. It's just the mistakes they have. Empire has. They need to try and shore those up.
yeah,
Play a
and
little bit
they are
more
in champ select, so we will be getting into the we will be able to see the draft shortly once they finally start loading into game. I can pull that up. I might even pull that up on stream. Who's gonna stop me? Me. It's the only person. So we
And
can.
I think another big moment that doesn't seem that obvious in the last game was the first dragon actually did go over to NJCU when they were still like losing the early game. That first
Mhm.
Infernal Drake that went over to them, that really stymied the amount of time that Empire had to stack those drakes. Theoretically, you can get Dragon Soul before 20 or at about 25 to 27 minutes, which is definitely what you're aiming for if you're playing an early game comp.
Yep. And we have good news. The draft has been done, so we're just gonna pull it up onto the stream here. I probably need to
Okay,
add. Okay. All right.
so
Should be good.
this time we have NJCU on the blue side. We see the Tristana coming through again. That made it through the draft. We're gonna. It's the Tristana Morgana again. We're gonna have to see if they can dominate lane like they did last time. It looks like we have a Senna Maokai in the bot lane.
Yep.
That's definitely a more weak side bot lane. They're trying to look to survive. They're trying to look to maybe have some impact later on towards the mid game. They can't really dominate this lane.
Yeah. We saw
Um,
the Tristana come through again for
mhm. And I definitely think it looks like I'm going to put a lot of emphasis on looks like NJCU wants to play around this bot lane heavily. They saw the success they had last game, and they're wanting to replicate that this game with the Mundo jungle, with the Galio in the mid lane, easy roaming. They're looking to try and get this bot lane ahead and have Baby Slime carry them through another early and mid game.
yeah, absolutely. They saw what worked, and they capitalized on that. But I do think the Empire draft looks really interesting. Uh,
I
I wish I remembered where these players were playing before, because Tank Alpha was in the jungle. Uh,
mm,
now Tank Alpha's on Brand, so I don't think that's gonna be a Brand jungle. Could be,
well, if this Ivern is going anywhere but jungle,
it'd be top lane, right?
I might just quit League of Legends.
What? Come on, Ivern is an S tier top laner. Have you not seen the tier list made by professional analysts?
Made of like the three people who play him.
He's an S tier top laner, and Olaf's B tier. Just so we're both clear, right?
So if I'm going to try and pick apart this draft and try and figure out where Empire's picks are going, I'm going to guess it is a Nocturne top, Ivern jungle, Brand mid, Senna Maokai bot lane. That has to be it. There's no way it's anything else.
Nah, it's gonna be Ivern top Nocturne jungle. I'm feeling it. I feel it in my
Oh,
bones.
my heart will be broken, but honestly, a Nocturne jungle is really good here because you just default win any single mid 2v2 between the junglers and mid lanes because Galio's only good against AP characters, and Mundo has zero early game power.
Mhm.
So, I mean, this Nocturne gets just basically free reign.
Oh yeah, that's a
Oh,
Nocturne. That is an Ivern jungle. Whew.
okay.
Whew.
I like that sweat off my brow. Okay.
Darn.
I
But
was
he's
sweating.
S tier. But he's S tier.
He's S tier, yes.
All right.
Can we
Well.
go stats? Yeah.
All right. We're gonna be loading into the game right here. So we're gonna be going into game 2 of Suny Empire versus the Jersey City Knights right now.
All right. And the first thing that I'm going to look at is this Nocturne has Ignite. And we have a very supportive jungler with Ivern. Ivern has a very, very clear lane he wants to play around here. It's top lane. It's a Nocturne with Ignite into the Ornn. You want to get him ahead early. You want to punch that Ornn in the mouth. And you want to get that Nocturne to level 6, maybe even have like 2 kills on him before level 6. So he can start roaming with that high impact ultimate and maybe even shut down this bot lane, which seems like it's going to be the only point of power for NJCU.
Senna has a Spectral Sickle.
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is very common. Whenever you run Senna in the bot lane, and you usually want to run it with a melee support, and the melee support actually does the farming because she gets
Okay,
about
all right, my bad.
the sickle and her souls.
Yeah, I was thrown off by the fact that the brand also has a support item.
He has a support item. Okay. So I'm
I
instead of
don't.
explaining why he might have done that, I'm going to explain what's wrong with that.
Okay.
So if you have a support item before you get the wards, you get less money or less gold from the minions you kill. Meaning he's only going to be getting, I think it's half the gold, so you only get like 11 gold from melee minions and only 7 gold from caster minions.
Yeah, it goes down the more you CS minions while in minion jail. So it does.
Nocturne mid Maokai top.
Yeah, that's what it is. And then the 2 support items in the bot lane, like when you do fasting Senna, you what?
Okay, so let's take a step back. Forget
Alright.
everything I just said.
Okay, I'm
Everything.
forgetting. I don't know what
Throwing
you're
it
talking
all out
about.
the window. Now, we're playing around Nocturne mid lane. This gives Nocturne an easier time to roam around the map once he hits level 6, and plus into a Galio that's really strong. Any AD pick into a Galio is really good. The top lane is a snooze fest. It's meatball versus meatball.
Nothing's gonna happen up here.
I'm not expecting to see too much action up there.
Just kidding. Looks like Owen's gonna get some damage out with the W and the Q. I guess that's about normal.
Okay. The issue with having 2 support items on both your characters in the bot lane is exactly what I just said. They can't make any money.
Well, yeah, we got an engage coming in here for the Galio. Going to be charging with the Justice Punch, and we decided we wanted to view the top lane. He's going to try and get the taunt out, but Nocturne's already too far away.
I mean, that's the issue with early game Mundo. He can't really gap close. He can't really get close to anybody.
Ooh,
So
looks
Nocturne
like
just walks into the top lane.
Yep, trade coming in here. It looks like Ivern's going to be ganking topside as well. Didn't get a whole lot done, but Mundo has. Okay. I just thought Mundo was gonna like run in there, and instead he did not. There's a trade happening mid lane. The Ignite coming out from the Nocturne. There's a whole wave of minions. This is not a fight Nocturne wants to take, especially considering the lack of mana or any other resources.
So this is already looking really, really bad for Empire. Your Nocturne isn't getting early pressure. He's not getting any. I think he might die.
Oh, I was blowing my nose.
I mean, it's really weird because both junglers did path towards topside, which is again a snooze fest. I mean, even if you do get a kill up there, big deal. That's a kill on your Ivern, Mundo, Maokai, or Ornn.
So I mean, what about the Ivern damage? I saw on Reddit an Ivern 1v1 Fiora. All right, that means Ivern has the DPS. We could see it.
I mean, challenging Smite Ivern, yeah. I mean, that might work.
No, it was an Ivern mid lane that 1v1 Fiora.
I think every meaningful fight this game is going to happen around mid and bot lane. Maybe even mostly around that bot side river.
We got a gank coming in. The Ivern Q lands. He's going to get the root. The Fear going to be coming out. Galio's going to try to escape with the flash. He's going to heal up a little bit, but the Nocturne's going to be able to finish it off with the passive. First blood for Nocturne.
And this is exactly what we wanted to see from Empire. Bring your jungler mid, get him ahead early, before level 6, he's going to roam and impact the map. He's going to be able to roam a lot more effectively than Garen is able to. So I'm actually expecting him to be able to affect the rest of the map and get his teammates ahead.
Yeah, a lot of damage coming out. The Brand, that's the power of the Brand pick right here. The damage coming out, the Ignite going to land. The Brand going to be picking up this first one. Here comes the TP from the Galio. He's going to be trying to go in with the Justice Punch, get a taunt. It does land onto the Morgana, but he gets stunned up. That's not a Morgana, that's a Senna. Tristana's going to be dealing a little bit of damage here, picking up that kill onto the Senna. Brand and Ivern are going to have to worry out here. Another Justice Punch lands under the Brand. He's out of mana. He's going to have to walk away from this. The Ivern shield's going to keep him alive. Mundo goes a little too far. Flashes because the Ivern auto attacks are very terrifying emotionally.
Okay.
A really sloppy, really spicy fight in the bot lane.
So going for that fight by the bot lane initially seems good because they're able to get a kill out of it. But the issue with that is both mid laners have just backed, and which one has TP. You need to always try and be aware of what tools the enemy has to use against you, and there they just weren't aware that Galio could TP down and turn the fight, and that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, by the way, Senna is currently in minion jail. She has taken too many minions, so she is now getting less value from the minions in lane. Wonder if Brand's going to be taking the minions now while she waits for that timer to tick down.
There's just no. There's no way to try and make 2 support items work. I mean, they're getting less gold overall no matter what.
Yeah.
This is exactly. They're fixing the mistakes that they were making last game. They got the first dragon. They're playing around their mid lane and they're getting them ahead. Yeah, they had a botch fight bot lane, but right now it's not too consequential because it's just a Tristana. She's not even at 1 item yet. She's not going to be strong for a little bit. You can still play around this Nocturne and you can still bring Nocturne down to get kills.
Yeah, and Senna's going to be likely... I don't know what item Senna's going to be picking up. She may go for the Umbral Glaive or she may just go for... she might go for Eclipse first. Maybe Duskblade. But...
It would be interesting. I mean, that's a dead Galio, right?
Yeah, this is absolutely a dead Galio. The fear comes down. The Justice Punch gets blocked. He's going to ult it here just because he wants to feel a little bit better about himself. Now Mundo's in danger. He's going to be nearsighted here, but they don't have a lot of any way to pin him down, so Mundo's just going to start healing with his ultimate. Here comes the Ornhorn. Going to be trying to land onto somebody. Goes completely wide, but Tristana's over the wall. Going to be shooting down the Ivern, finishing him off, and then here comes Brand and the Senna. A lot of damage coming out from the Brand here. A lot of big passive power, but not a whole lot that the bot lane can really do here. A 1-for-1 for just a 1-for-1 fight.
I mean, Empire really needs to try and have some hit and run tactics here. I mean, yes, they get the Galio, but they need to immediately disengage, immediately get out because the bot lane's coming up and this Tristana just gets another kill. Tristana's getting to that point again where she's going to be able to help her team get to points where they can fight alongside her. I mean, again, if you take down this Tristana, if you start shutting her down, that's the only win condition for NJCU here. There's a very obvious way that Empire can approach the rest of this game, and that's just shutting down this Tristana with your super fed Nocturne.
Yeah, and the Nocturne, like last game, their way of getting onto the back line. Oh, the jump's going to come in. The explosive shot's going to go down. A ton of damage onto the Senna. Another jump. The reset coming in. Tristana picking up a 3rd kill. She's on fire right now. The Ignite's going to come down from the Brand, but even with the blue buff, the Brand's not going to do a whole lot of damage. So, a random kill picked up by the Tristana. Senna steps up a little too far.
And the more fed this Tristana gets, the less of a chance this Nocturne is going to have to one-shot her. I mean, that's how you win fights here as Empire. Your Nocturne jumps in and one-shots the Tristana. And we see Nocturne moving bot right now.
Yeah, Nocturne looking like he's going to hover around bot lane, but it looks like he's just going to sit back in the mid lane, wait for a better opportunity, especially because it looks like the bot side of the Jersey City Knights are going to be recalling here. Just going back to safety. Just a fight coming up here. Root's going to come down. A lot of CC coming in on the Ornn. He's going to have to try and get out with the dash. Is going to escape. And then here comes a gank from the Mundo. He's powerful. He's landing cleavers. He's burning right now. He's chopping them down. Ornn picks up a kill. Here comes the Nocturne ultimate, but he's a little too far away to help his team. And Mundo's going to pick up another kill. But now in the bot lane, Tristana's going to jump in with the explosive shot. Going to almost erase the Brand, going for another reset. We saw this one last game too, and it ended just as poorly as it did last time. A shutdown for the Brand and a little bit of disaster happening.
The last one could have been described as you miss every shot you don't take. This one is described as you got really tilted that he got away with 1 health. I'm going for it.
That was a pure tilt jump. This is just
Oh,
the coal. Tristana just picked up a coal.
at 10 minutes?
That's a 10-minute coal right there.
That's not real. She's walking back to the base to sell it. There's no way.
No, she's walking the lane. Meanwhile, there's a fight. Mundo's going to be trying to fight both the Rift Herald and the Nocturne, but that 2v1 was not fair for the Mundo. He's going to get chopped down, and that's going to be a Rift Herald picked up for the side of Empire.
And going back to the double kill that Mundo got top lane between the fights of the support and tanks, it doesn't seem like Nocturne knows the range of his ultimate.
The paranoia was maybe for emotional support. I don't know.
Yeah, he used it while he was in like river near mid lane, but like it's only about like the range of like.
Oh, that an engage from the Ornn. Maybe not the engage he wants, but that's just going to be. They're going to try and do as much damage as they can, but that's a lot of tank members. Meanwhile, the Senna steps up again on her own, no backup, and then dies again to the exact same way she died the last time.
I think we're just seeing a replay of last game. I mean, honestly, we actually are just seeing a replay of last game. Yeah, Empire mid gets ahead. The Tristana on NJCU gets ahead, and now it's just about can this Nocturne shut down this Tristana before Tristana pushes her team ahead.
Okay, but you know we don't see the AP Maokai, the hybrid Maokai. Where are the AP items?
Traditionally, you would see AP Maokai. Oh, we have a fight going on.
Oh, we have a fight. Paranoia coming in, finds the angle onto the Tristana here, and she's going to actually get taken down right here. The one shot is coming in. Successful engage by the Nocturne with the Senna ulti finishing it out. Morgana fails to flash over the wall, and now it looks like Galio's going to be going down. The stun lands from the Brand. He's going to burn down right there. And so even though the Jersey City Knights pick up the Dragon, that's going to be 3 kills going over to the side of Empire.
And it's really good that he was able to shut down the Tristana there. I've been saying this all game. You kill the Tristana, you kill their team fight right now. It's just really unfortunate that they lost that Dragon. Losing that Dragon slows their stacking so much that they're not going to be able to get Soul until like at least 30, 32 minutes.
Yeah, so, absolutely.
Honestly, I favor the trade for NJCU because now we need to trust Empire to not make any mistakes and throw their lead for almost 20 minutes.
Yeah, but you know what? This game, I do think that Empire has better scaling into the late game. The Senna scales really well. Like, the Nocturne maybe doesn't scale. But, like, the Maokai is going to get really good, and Ivern becomes really oppressive once he gets the Moonstaff. Tristana's going to be jumping in, trying to fight the... never mind.
I think I mean, if Nocturne just turns that and fears her...
you probably okay. That's a dead Tristania, but
I digress. What I want to talk about when it comes to early games, mid games, and late games here is I favor NJCU's comp a lot more in the late game because they have the one damage carry in this game who is a late game hyper carry, and that's Tristana. And Tristana is already getting ahead. If you look at damage carries on the side of Empire, they usually fall off towards the mid game, towards the mid and late game. I mean, the only person that really has some decent scaling is Brand, but he's in the support role, so he's not really getting much gold to begin with.
I mean, neither is the Senna, and you think that's stopping her?
No, it's not.
She picked up the Eclipse. I figured if you're gonna do a low econ Senna, you would go Umbral first, but.
The only upside I'm seeing right now to having both these support items is they have double the wards.
That is true. That is true.
To get vision down. I mean, if they prep objectives correctly, I guess it could be good if you're able to take that gold hit.
Yeah, and I guess it's maybe they think there's some strat. I don't know. The Brand also didn't buy anything else aside from the support item, so I feel like there was just whatever. Maybe there was a mispurchase. We'll never know.
Galio took Spellbook, and he hasn't changed his
Galio took Spellbook?
Yeah.
What?
Oh, I didn't notice either until I noticed that.
And here comes a rocket jump. Here comes a full combo. The 4-2 Tristana is now a 6-2 Tristana with Kraken Slayer. But here comes Nocturne going in on Tristana. Not a whole lot going down. She's nearsighted. Nocturne is going to try and chop down the Morgana, but now he's a little too far up. Tristana's going to be able to try and turn that around onto the Nocturne. Now we're seeing a fight in the top lane. The two meatballs are brawling it out. Now Ivern has wandered into the wrong forest. These are not friends. They are foes. He is gone.
There's just fights all over the map right now, and the one person that can carry Empire through these fights in the early game is out of mana and super low and going for a really bad fight in the bot lane 1v2. I mean, you need to play around Nocturne. You can't be going for fights in the river. You can't be going for fights. If you're Nocturne, you can't be going for fights alone. You need to have your supportive cast around you, because at this point, NJCU is just too far ahead for you to take them on alone.
Yeah, and Ornn's going in for another fight. This time the Maokai's really low, though. Not a lot of mana. Gonna have to flash out of that one. The Ornn doing a little bit of damage, chopping him up as best as he can.
Okay.
Yeah, just taking
let's take a step back.
Let's
look at the game state right now.
Let's reevaluate.
This next dragon's coming up, and it looks like Empire has the inside track on it. They're getting wards down the river. They're setting it up.
Yeah, they have double sight stones with the 2 support items. They have a lot of vision coming out.
And NJCU's late to this play. They're late to this dragon. They're not even fully onto the map yet. So I will favor Empire here to get this dragon. That could change.
Yeah, that could change, especially because Senna's just she's decided, I don't want to die again to the same thing that's killed me 3 times now. I'm gonna just flash it.
Yeah, I mean, Senna not dying there is really big.
Ooh, Justice Punch going to be coming in. Cleaver's going to be going down. Nocturne's going to get slowed down, but here comes the Ivern Shield, and the Galio ulti just happened. They're going to be turning it down onto the Galio. The Justice Punch is going to get blocked by Mercury, and now the Ivern's going to get run over. This Nocturne is unstoppable here. He's going to chop down the Mundo as well. The Ornhorn's going to go down, and then Tristana's in the middle of them. She's shooting every single player right now. She's blowing them all up. Even the Nocturne, who is so strong, can't do anything. And now the Maokai is going to be in here with his ultimate. Doesn't get a whole lot done. Decides to go in onto the Tristana and just takes damage. And somehow that was a 2 for 4 in favor of Jersey City Knights, and they get the dragon.
I've seen this episode before. I've seen this before. I swear I've seen this before. The Fed mid laner overcommits on the players who aren't even a threat on the enemy team, and all of a sudden this Tristana jumps in to clean them up in the mid game. Now this Tristana is way too fed to deal with, and Empire's comp is going to start falling off.
Yeah, the Tristana is even more fed than last game. Even more fed than last game, and last game was pretty bad.
It was pretty bad. I'd say the odds are really in NJCU's favor. They have gotten the second dragon. They're how favor for the dragon.
They're in the driver's seat, but now Nocturne's going to be going in on the Ornn. Not sure if this was the proper target you want to be ulting, but Nocturne does get a shutdown, so that's 500 gold into his pocket. That's more money that he needs to pick up to try and one-shot this Tristana later in the game. And it is now Mundo Cleavers. That's about it.
So whenever you're looking to try and make a fight in League of Legends, you have to think, yes, you can kill them, but what can you get after that? Because getting kills is one of the smallest things that actually moves towards a win.
Mm-hmm.
So Nocturne using all of his mana there and using his high cooldown ultimate.
Oh yeah, ton of CC coming down to the Morgana. She's gonna shut down. Now here comes Tristana, and she's gonna be looking to try and get the explosive shot. But now she stepped up a little too far. She's alone. She doesn't have any way to hit the Brand, who's in the safety cloud of the Senna, and the enemy bot lane just gifted away back into the game.
You know, forget what I said about Empire making mistakes. What was that, NJCU?
What was that?
What was that?
I mean, the Brand did miss the stun there. Yeah, we're gonna see. Yeah, the Brand did miss the stun there onto the Morgana, but it didn't matter because Senna landed the root. And then, what? Huh?
I want to have a talk with you, Baby Slime. You are very fed. Very fed. You're still playing ADC. You cannot jump into 2 people and just let them free hit you like that. It's a huge mistake. You give over a lot of shutdown gold to Brand.
Yeah, Brand did pick that up. Hey, this Brand's looking pretty scary.
This blows my mind to say, but their Brand support is now their late game carry.
This was part of the plan all along. This is why Senna has the support item.
See, they were strategically giving a shutdown onto the Tristana so that they can take it later.
Yeah, it's what we call a bounty boost, all right?
Mhm.
Where you
One
run
sounds
it
right.
down and then you kill them.
It's the
This
play we couldn't see, only they saw it.
Yeah, they were. This is all part of the plan. They saw the future. They knew this was gonna happen. They bounty boosted the brand, and you know now,
Something about calculators, like, I don't know.
yeah, they did the math. They are on a different level right now. I'm curious how many souls the Senna has. She has 39. She has 39 souls.
She's not even okay.
It's just that feels like not the pace you want. Oh, here comes an engage onto the Maokai. They're gonna take or yeah, I was gonna say Maokai was engaging onto the Tristana, but it clearly did not work out. He tries to protect the turret, but there was no purpose. It's just an outer turret. And so the Maokai burns his ultimate and dies and still loses the turret.
Okay.
Oh, and Galio's gonna TP into the Dalio's gonna get interrupted as he attempts to TP into the bot lane to stop the split push. Pressure coming in from the Nocturne bot side.
And Mundo's behind them.
Yeah, Mundo's coming in here. He's gonna try and get something going on. He's going to get rooted up doubly by the Ivern and the Senna. The Ornhorn's going to come out. Senna's going to be taking some serious damage here. And I forgot to turn the directed camera back on. Here it is. And Ivern's just going to be kiting away. The heals coming out from the both of them. Keeps them both safe. So even with all the engage tools on the side of the Jersey City Knights, they aren't going to be able to pick up a whole lot there. At some point, Brand died. Did you see that?
When did Brand die? What?
What? He's dead.
Awesome.
Good night.
Good night, sweet prince. I don't know.
Where was he? I'm looking at the mini map. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
It's fine. It's not too consequential. This next dragon is coming up. They're going to want to fight for this dragon. This could either be Soul Point for NJCU.
Ooh, Orn's looking in a little bit of danger. The root coming in from the Ivern, the root coming in from the Sunny. He's gonna go unstoppable. Ivern's taking a lot of damage from the Tristana, but Tristana's taking a lot of damage from the Senna and the Q coming out from the Nocturne, sniping the Tristana out of the fight. And Ivern's gonna be in danger now. Orn's gonna be going in. Here comes the Galio ult. He's gonna be landed onto 4 people, but not a whole lot of damage coming down. The taunt, an incredible taunt, but he doesn't have any backup right now. All of his DPSs are dead. Morgana isn't even there, and the Jersey City Knights have botched a fight. And now there's tempo coming out. The Maokai's going to be rooting onto the Mundo, but with the Black Shield, Mundo's going to walk away. He's going to try and deal as much damage as he can with cleavers, but it looks like the Empire is going to be trying to take this tower here. And there's not going to be any way to stop them. Here comes the root. Mundo's going to be walking in, but he's walking into his death. There was no reason to be wandering. He goes where he pleases, but maybe somebody should have told him not to do that.
So
what just happened?
The fight we just saw should have been happening all game for Empire. That's how they want to play fights. No one else matters. You kill the Tristana, you kill the Knights team fight. Period. Tristana is the team fight damage. Have the Nocturne jump on her. Literally start blowing everything for this Tristana. Nobody else on the enemy team can carry the fight, barring maybe Mundo, but Mundo has 2 items. And he doesn't exactly do that much damage, especially against a double support combo in Senna and Ivern.
Yeah, and the Mundo can't even get onto anyone because of how much CC that the Empire has with like the Maokai roots and the Maokai's knockback and the slows, Senna root, the fear, brand. There's just so much that Mundo has to deal with. Even with the CC reduction on his W, he's not getting able to stick onto anyone, and there's not a whole lot of damage other than Tristana.
And we, again, have to look at this this mid laner for Empire. He's putting his carry pants on again, and we're seeing if he can actually do it this game.
Yeah.
Last game, he struggled. He didn't have that much support. This game, he has literal support picks and a tank around him that have one job, and it's to enable him.
Yeah, Nocturne literally has 4 supports right now, if you count Maokai as a support. Just literally 4 supports. Not only 1 Moonstaff though. Only 1 Moonstaff.
So I do think it is important that the amount of CC that is on the side of the New Jersey Knights is actually very impressive, and it makes it really hard
Oh, we got a
for
fight coming in here.
right?
Nocturne ultimate is going to be going down onto the Tristana, but Tristana has a lot of peel. There's nobody else to help the Nocturne. Zenna's going to get some damage down, but the Zanyas is going to come out from the Morgana. She's going to keep herself safe. Tristana's going to keep herself alive. And now here comes the flank from the Brand coming in, landing a huge pillar of flame into the conflagration. And now Galio's going to be burning down too. A ton of CC coming down, a triple kill coming in from the Brand. He's going to keep going. Ornn's going to have to run away as best as he can. There's no real way he can catch up. And it looks like, despite that fight looking really bad to start, Empire manages to pull it back.
Oh no, please don't chase the Mundo. Okay. Empire, I thought they were trolling there.
I also thought they were trolling.
I guess I'm the one trolling because Brand was able to walk up to 4 people and just throw his entire combo for free. That was a really big blunder by New Jersey. You can't just let somebody walk up to you and hit you.
Yeah, while Tank Alpha was a liability last game on the Lilia, this game it's like he's one of the 2 players on the team.
I think he's a little bit of a better support than a jungler. Let's say.
Yeah, yeah, and honestly, the Ivern's doing well too. Like the Ivern is keeping up. Maybe Ivern should have more camps. Feel like Ivern can outpace the Mundo in farming, but.
And maybe this is the type of role swap that Team Empire needed. Maybe they were still trying to figure out who's gonna go where. Maybe they need to try and figure out like what roles are we strongest in and what roles are we going to play the best in. And maybe Tank Alpha is excelling better in the support role, playing those nice damage supports.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, I mean, I'm a Brand enthusiast. I like seeing the Brand succeed. I think it was a solid pick. Personally, I don't know how the draft shook out. I don't know when they picked the Brand, but aside from the weird itemization from the bot lane, the Brand worked out. The Brand I think is working out great right here. And here comes the Ornhorn coming in onto the Nocturne. He's just gonna shield it, but they're gonna keep going down here. The slow comes out from the Randuins. The Nocturne's gonna be in danger, but he's gonna have teammates coming in. The Tristana flashes and finishes off the Nocturne. The Paranoia comes out, but not a whole lot happening. Push coming in on the mid lane, pressure coming down from the Ivern and the Maokai, but that's not gonna do a whole lot.
And a lot of these games, for Empire.
Oh yeah, here comes the Tristana jumping in, getting the slow with the rapid fire cannon and the Storm Razor, but just gonna get rooted up by both of these Friends of the Forest.
The double tree combo, I guess.
The Woodland comp. They have synergy. The synergy's coming in.
And the very obvious issue with these single carry comps, I guess you can call it double carry now that Brand is a thing, but with these single carry team comps.
Oh, speaking of carries, here comes Tristana jumping into her own death. We saw that one last game, but Brand is going to be in danger too with the Mundo on top of him and the Morgana coming in from the side. Ivan's going to be coming in here. Shield's coming out. Daisy's going to be crash landing on top of the enemy team, and Brand's going to be looking to come out. The Justice Punch comes down, but a lot of Brand damage is going to be coming down. Turning around, here comes Nocturne onto the team. Maokai's coming in from the side. This is a complete flank, and it looks like the Jersey City Knights have been completely caught out of pace. They get shot down there, and looks like Nocturne's just gonna run down the Mundo here. The Fear is gonna crash through. Q collects it, and Ornn's gonna do what he can. Maybe kill. Oh yeah, this might just be a dead Nocturne. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, but Dragon picked up by Empire.
For Empire. So, in a very weird, ironic way, the teams have switched sides from last game. Now it's Empire who have too many targets for the one damage dealer on New Jersey to actually deal with. Tristana can't kill everyone because she's not getting the proper protection. She's honestly not protecting herself. She's just jumping in, getting herself killed into a Brand Nocturne.
Yeah, we're gonna see the Baron starting to take in a lot of damage. The Brand is pretty good at clearing these epic monsters with his passive, but and I mean, the Jersey City Knights don't have any vision. They threw out the blue ward, but they can't pressure. They weren't around it, and that's going to be a Baron picked up for Empire.
So, early game comps, late game comps be damned.
Yeah.
Who cares? This is just now whoever's playing better on the day.
This is real League of Legends. This is at its purest form.
Legends. Pro teams, no. That's in a server where 10 people are all really good at the game. This game is a server where all 10 people are really bad at the game.
And we're gonna see Morgana getting caught out in her own jungle, clearing a ward, and the paranoia just. Good night. Just what can you do? Morgana's she just dies. It just happens. That's the support feeling right there. It's a season 3 throwback.
And now we need to think about what can Empire really do with that death timer? While Morgana's dead, what are they going to do in terms of pushing the tempo and pushing their lead now that they have this Baron and a numbers advantage? We have to see them try and actually do something with this death timer besides sitting here and just pushing waves.
All right, yeah. And yeah, we're going to see this may be the beginning of the end for Jersey City with the push coming in with the Baron minions. They're gonna have to look for a great fight, and Tristana, the fight's gonna be coming down. The Oranhorn's gonna be landing. The Galio lands onto the Ivern, and Tristana's gonna be trying to get a flank, but she's hitting a meatball right in front of her. She's not on any of the backline targets. She's taking a lot of damage. Brandon gonna be finishing her off, and now Brandon's gonna be caught in the middle of the danger, but there's no damage, and the Ivern's able to negate everything else. The Senate heals him up. The Ivern keeps him healthy, and the meatballs keep him safe. There's just
the Tristana can't do it all, and plus she's getting really out of position, going way too deep, and the fight's still going.
Yeah, the fight's gonna keep going. Nocturne's gonna be finishing out. Looks like this is gonna be the end of the game. It's one Ornn versus the world. And I don't know if Ornn's gonna be able to do it. I don't know if he's got the sauce. I don't think he's got the sauce. And he's gone. All right. And that's gonna be the end of the game for Empire.
For Empire.
They take it. Big win.
And like we said, they shored up the mistakes. They were able to take a step back, understand where they needed to win, understand what they needed to fight for. And on the side of New Jersey, that last fight was just a mistake. You can't, like, what are you fighting for there? The waves for Empire were completely disconnected. You just walk one side, clear that wave, walk back to the other side, clear that wave. They're completely disconnected. They're not crashing at the same time. You can just clear waves and wait it out. You don't need to take a fight right now. You can just wait it out, wait for that Baron to turn out, take a fight on your terms. You know?
Yeah, it looked like it was just pure desperation from the side of the Jersey City Knights. Like, Tristana kept jumping in. She realized that she was the only threat on their team, and then she was like, I have to make this play. I'm the one player in the game. I have to do this. I have to be Faker himself, channel the energy of the greatest AD carry minds in League of Legends, and then just gets caught and dies to Brand, who didn't even land all of his abilities.
So, a perfect execution for New Jersey's comp there is you have the enormous front line of Amundo, Ornn, and Galio just standing in front and protecting the Tristana, your sole carry. Obviously, Empire's going to be trying to going to be trying to get onto that Tristana. Tristana is the only person they need to kill. That's their only threat. So what happens is everybody in New Jersey is deciding to dive in, and Tristana is one of them. Tristana is going to dive into the enemy team, into a Nocturne Brand.
They don't even have to do the work to get onto her. She's delivered herself to them.
Yeah, no, they don't have to go to her. She's coming to them.
The DoorDash has arrived. Pick up your meal at the door.
I give her a 5-star rating for that.
5-star rating.
I mean, she's delivering the win on a silver platter. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. Yeah, and we are going right into the next draft here. No breaks. They want to finish, and maybe for real, we can see the draft and talk about it a little bit as it's happening. Looks like it's working. Looks like it's working this time.
Be still my beating heart.
Oh, oof. Please. Ooh. All right.
Okay. I wasn't aware that any of the people on either team play Zed.
Yeah. One of the New Jersey players plays Zed.
The ADC, Baby Slime.
Yeah, Baby Slime plays Zed. They're afraid of the 80 carry Zed or something.
I mean, I would be afraid of that too, honestly.
Yeah, I've seen it. I've lost. I will be the strong person and say that I have lost to an 80 carry Zed before.
Okay, I can't say that I have, but
mistakes happen. Sometimes your brain doesn't go as fast as everything else. We get more bands coming out.
And we go back to those comfort picks that you're trying to remove from the enemy team. Zillion is Baby Slime's most played character in ranked,
Uh,
but he's playing AD carry,
he's
so I don't know
playing.
why he would pick Zillion.
Yeah, and the Warwick is picked by Niska Yuna, who we saw in the top lane, I believe in the top lane. Uh, Plays mostly Warwick, so that's where the Warwick ban comes in. The Pantheon is one of their mid laners, Piacular's best champions. So we're seeing that's a targeted ban there. The Morgana getting, I don't know if they're banning it away from yeah, the Morgana banned away from Jersey City there.
I mean, the Morgana hasn't been exactly the most oppressive of picks in these past couple games, but she has definitely been a problem. The Black Shield has been okay. A Viego pick
A
that's out of
Viego?
left field.
We're seeing a whole Viego. Oh man, that's spicy. Viego, the new champion. Uh,
In these games. The interesting thing about Viego is, he's very Master Yi esque. If I can put that in, if I can illustrate that a little bit better, he likes to auto attack a lot. He likes to try and get in on squishy carries, and he likes to just try and get continuous resets off of multiple kills. But we do see the Wukong coming back forward.
ooh.
Back from game one, Wukong was a huge carry force in that game, and I'm glad to see it back.
Yeah, absolutely. The Wukong, a solid pick here. Uh,
And back on the Tristana, I'm surprised Tristana even made it through the draft again. I don't exactly see why they're so scared of a pick like Zillion.
all right, and I'm gonna go.
You could just ban Tristana, and Tristana has been very oppressive in these past couple games.
Yeah, absolutely. I pulled the draft up on stream. I'm so good at this. I'm so good at
Oh,
this. All right,
nice.
nice. Now we can see the draft. We're gonna be seeing Empire's next pick here. Uh, Curious as to what they're gonna do into the Wukong and the Tristana. Uh,
It's definitely a contentious pick. Obviously,
ooh, the Illaoi.
I really like this pick. The thing about Alawi is you never want to go into. Oh, okay, I
Right,
like the
and
Samira
Samira.
too. The thing about Alawi is you don't ever want to be going into Alawi. You want to have to play around her. The one thing that Wukong and Tristana are good at doing, well, I guess Tristana's good at multiple things, but they're really good at going in. You're all of a sudden neutralizing that whenever you're engaging into an Alawi that's going to one-shot you. So I actually really like this pick. It plays really well into the enemy champions, and Amumu is just a wrong pick here.
The
You do not.
Amumu. Maybe not what they want. Because
Amumu's
why?
going to have, unless he gets ahead, Amumu's going to have a rough game because you're playing into three champions that all want to try and kite back and have people come into their area of attack. Viego is going to have a field day just hitting people as they engage in, and Alawi is going to probably garner a lot more focus than she should. Samira is going to just be able to get all of her stacks, have that high impact ultimate. It's really difficult for New Jersey to actually play this draft into Empire's draft.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're getting to the second ban phase. Nocturne banned away from Piacular. It's understandable. You ban the thing that beat you. That's the solo queue mentality. And the Vagar gets banned away from Jersey City Knights. Probably got banned last game as well, so would
I'm
not be
actually not
surprised.
the biggest fan of the Nocturne ban because if Empire picks Nocturne here, that's a full AD comp. Yeah, their early game might be a little stronger, but they've shown weaknesses in trying to close out early game leads. So I think you're okay to give them the Nocturne and let them play a full AD comp, so that this Amumu can actually just build 6 armor items and be unkillable.
Literally unkillable. Just completely indestructible. And yeah, I agree with that. There are way better mid lane picks than the Nocturne right here. Like they're definitely
And
Jersey City's definitely just scared of it. It feels like.
well, why did Empire ban Tryndamere?
uh,
Jersey already picked the top laner.
Maybe. I mean, we saw the weird. Wait, no, Empire was the one who did Ivern. So I don't know why the
Um,
Tryndamere ban came out.
I'm
Swain.
Okay, well that's kind of confusing, but I mean I'm expecting this to be a Swain support. Swain Samira is like one of the biggest combos going around at solo queue right now. I mean Swain just he CCs them.
And then
Samira gets her
Samira
attack damage bonus, and all
Samira
of a sudden,
CCs them.
people are just going to start dying in the bot lane.
Yeah, it's absolutely a suit. Never
Honestly,
mind. Forget what we said about Swain. It's Leona Samira. A
I mean,
great
it's the exact
combination.
same thing.
The same combination,
It's
except
literally the same thing.
it's the same thing, except maybe a little less damage. Swain deals definitely more damage than the Leona.
Yeah, I mean, you're trading a little bit more damage for a little bit more tankiness. Leona is bar unkillable, especially in the early game.
Yeah, with
This
aftershock
last
and
pick is going to be really telling. You're trying to figure out who the support's going to be.
uh,
What?
Vayne.
Um, was that a
Oh,
is that a
uh,
misclick?
is
Was that a misclick? I'm
I I'm getting an that's Rel. That's Rel. It's not Vayne.
okay.
Okay.
I was gonna say, I'm
Whew.
like that. That has to be a misclick. They're not playing Vayne Tristana, right? In the bot lane?
I
Like
thought
that's
it was
not
gonna be I thought it was gonna be the patented Amumu support, last done by Kiwi
so.
Kid in the LCS.
So I mean, Rel. I mean, I like it here. It's not terrible. It's just it's another person for allowing Samir to get stacks on and play into. It's more just raw engage.
Yeah.
I definitely I like Empire's team comp a lot more here. They have a lot more peel back. They have a lot more you come to me and then I will kill you. And all New Jersey can do is come to them.
Yeah.
I mean that other than that, like there's no way to kite back. There's no way for Wukong and Arel to be kiting back. They're always going forward, especially with Amumu. Amumu is only made to go forward.
He physically cannot go backwards. He's haunted by his past. That's part of the reason.
You actually cannot click behind him. It's a secret passive.
It's physically impossible. Try it in your next solo queue game.
Mhm.
Yeah, no. This is gonna be an interesting game. The Viego and the Lialawi,
Mhm.
very spicy picks. I do agree, especially like with the Amumu. Look, the Amumu and the Rel and the Wukong are all looking to just engage onto them. And what does Alawi want? She wants people on top of her.
Mhm.
So
So
that,
it's
yeah.
really hard to see where New Jersey even wants to play here. I mean, I don't think Tristana and Rel win the two. I mean, Tristana and Rel can win the 2v2 if they're able to get onto Samira and
hmm
just one shot her. And it's vice versa. Samira Leona win if they're able to get onto Tristana. I mean, it's a very volatile bot lane, and we're definitely going to see some kills down there.
Yeah, and in competitive play, you typically see the Rel as the counterpick to Leona on paper. Uh,
Mhm.
don't know how it's gonna play out. In this game.
I definitely want to see how this just Twisted Fate is going to play out because Swain is definitely more. If you're taking a mid lane, he's definitely more of a selfish mid laner. He wants to farm up. He wants to get some of the items, and he wants to maybe start fighting around the 1 to 2 item mark. Twisted Fate wants to hit level 6 and start pressing R. And that's definitely a way that New Jersey can get ahead and maybe affect those side lanes. But then they could fall into the classic booby trap of, hey, everybody, let's send a 3-man top lane, and all of a sudden Malawi gets a triple kill.
Yeah, oh, I've seen that. I know that. I know that song. That's
Ugh.
I've heard it too many times. Yeah. Yeah.
And the top lane, I'm pretty sure this matchup favors Wukong. Wukong has a lot of abilities and options to dodge Alawi's tentacles
Yeah.
and dodge a lot of the damage and healing she can have. But anything playing into Alawi is a skill matchup. If you're
hmm
good enough to play against Alawi, Alawi's terrible. If you don't know how to play against Alawi, she's going to curb stomp you.
Yeah. Her E is literally called Test of Skill or Test of
Mhm.
Will is the name of the ability. But
But we'll call it test of skill for thematic purposes.
in thematically, it feels like a test of skill.
Because it's literally, it actually is just all dodging. If you can dodge, Alawi's really slow, really telegraphed abilities. I mean, she doesn't do anything. If she
Yeah.
misses her Q, if she misses her E, all of a sudden she's not a champion.
Yeah.
She's just sitting there auto attacking you with that big head she carries.
Yeah. And and that's a little terrifying, but not actually very dangerous.
Mhm.
I'm curious with the Viego, in terms of his possession, his passive, which allows him to possess an enemy that he has as he's participated in taking down. If there's any like good options for him to possess here, uh,
So similarly, or similar to what's his name, Silas. I think there's a lot of good ultimates that he would be able to take from New Jersey here. If they're able to say if Wukong jumps in, dies to Alawi, all of a sudden you're grabbing that Wukong, taking the engage right back over to them, and you're hitting them, you're knocking them up with his ultimate. The same thing with Rel. Oh, that would be nasty if they're able to kill Rel. He gets Rel, pulls everybody in on top of an Alawi. That, oh my god, that doesn't sound good. I really favor Empire's draft here.
yeah, Empire has a lot some interesting champions, and it's also just a really well constructed comp. It's gonna be New Jersey's on the back foot. We're gonna have to see if like Slime has done really well, and this is the Rel Tristana can have a lot of pressure to kill early on. Maybe not the Leona, or maybe it's
Mhm.
harder to kill Leona Samira, but
Of
Tristana is
course,
gonna be looking to carry again, and
a
hopefully,
lot of this is still up in the air. I mean, there's still a way New Jersey can play the early game in a way, punish mistakes by Empire, and get ahead, snowball a lead, and all of a sudden it's Empire on the back foot, and maybe New Jersey's just strong enough where they can constantly keep engaging into the Alawi, into the Swain, and keep winning fights just because they're that strong. But on an even playing field, 1-to-1, I think I think Empire just straight up wins fights.
mhm, yeah, absolutely. And my league client has crashed. Thank you, Riot Games. They did put out the update about the
Indie
client.
company, by the way.
Yeah, small indie company. They did put out an update about the client fixing process.
Mhm.
Don't know how
Ugh.
that's gonna go. Hopefully it gets better. Like I was trying to get because they got into game and I was hitting spectate and was just not letting me in. Oh man, Riot Games can't get enough. Can't get enough League of Legends action.
And I guess another thing to talk about here is how volatile this bot lane is. We touched on it a little bit earlier, how it can go either way. Not only is it just super volatile, someone's going to be dying in this lane, it's also extremely snowbally. That first couple kills on either Samira or Tristana is going to dictate how that lane goes for the rest of the game. If Samira gets ahead, all of a sudden Tristana and Rel can't even play, and vice versa. If Tristana gets ahead, we're going to be seeing the exact same thing we've been seeing for the past couple games, and Tristana taking over the mid game,
Yeah,
barring Alawi and Swain getting ahead.
yeah, but yeah, and I think we've probably touched upon this. I think with the global pressure, similar to the Galio, the Twisted Fate adds that sort of global pressure, but I think the Twisted Fate's better. Because that Galio, those ultimates were not great. There were a few melee range Galio ultimates last game. It's a lot harder to screw up a Twisted Fate
Interesting.
ultimate. It's possible, but
It is possible.
we
I
might
mean,
see
be real here.
we might see a blue card salute. But
The
I
classic thing we do see a lot, in mostly solo queue, is the best way to shut down a Twisted Fate before he's able to affect the map is to get him behind before level 6. If you
yeah
get him behind before level 6, I mean, he's just a stun bot. I mean, Twisted Fate doesn't offer much to the table besides that global pressure. I mean, for the longest time, you would see champions like Talia and Galio overtake his position and as like the roaming mid laner because Twisted Fate doesn't offer much beyond a point and click stun and some global pressure. I
yeah
mean, he does some damage, but like that's about it.
yeah absolutely. So we're gonna have to see if Empire can keep the Jersey City Knights down as we go into Game 3 of the series right now. Yeah, pretty standard so far. Uh, you know,
I
pretty.
mean,
Let's
this
check in
draft is
items.
definitely
Okay, we have one support item. All right, one support item on each side. Getting this set up. All right. Oh wait, shoot. Is it streaming on your end?
Nope.
Okay. Sorry. Give me. Why did it? Oh right, that's because the client crashed.
There we are.
Okay. All right. Now we're in business. Now we're in business.
We are in business. Okay. So mainly what I'm looking at here, I mean, pretty standard stuff. Got Doran's blades. We got support items on the characters that are supposed to have support items.
Yeah, this is a good thing.
It's a very good thing. It looks like it's going to be the exact same part for both junglers as we've seen the entire game. A lot of junglers fall into the autopilot trap of just starting their bot side and getting leashed from their bot lane every single game. That's not always how you want to play, and especially because this bot lane is so volatile. I would have liked to see specifically Mumu, who really specializes in clearing AoE camps, starting on his red buff and clearing all the way down to the bot side because there's a big gank opportunity there.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree with you there. Like the Amumu should be looking to start with his AoE camps. Like he can do wraiths really easily. Raptors. I'm an elderly person. Raptors. He can clear raptors really quickly. He can clear Krugs. Maybe we'll see Krugs die. It's a lot slower.
We'll see Krugs die this game. Maybe.
It is a lot slower, although he does miss out on the mana, if that matters to him. He misses out on the mana regen with the blue buff, but I agree that it probably would have been better to get some more pressure onto the bot lane.
And I see Viego taking the classic route of just going red raptors and then full clearing topside, which honestly, that's not a real thing. Don't do that, by the way. If anybody plays jungle at home, don't do that. It's actually really bad. You're kind of just missing out on Krugs for no discernible reason, especially when you're a champion that can clear Krugs pretty fast. I mean, a lot of junglers nowadays with the new jungle item can actually full clear their jungle before the first scuttle crabs even spawn.
Yeah.
So there's not much of a reason to not take Krugs. You're just missing out on golden XP at that point. And if you're making the argument, well, they want to get to top lane faster. I mean, you're playing a game with people you can communicate with. You can just tell them, hey, take a step back. I'm not going to be up there for a little bit. Give me some time. When I get up there, then we can fight.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you're not taking Krugs, you're actually losing out on the most golden XP that a jungler can get.
Yeah, but as we see, both junglers have opted out of taking Krugs again. Every game, nobody ever takes Krugs.
See, all a Mumu has to do here is take his Krugs back and then go get the Scuttle Crab. He doesn't need to go for it right now.
Especially because Viego, he knows Viego's topside. He doesn't need to go secure this crab. Plus the bot lane has pressure, so it's not even like bot lane can roam up and steal the crab, sneak it out.
2v2.
Yeah, we've got a fight coming here. A 2v2 coming in the mid lane. Bandage gonna be coming down onto the Swain. He's gonna have to flash, but here comes the root from the Viego. Gonna be forcing the flash out of the Twisted Fate. Both mid laners having to flash really low, but no kills going to either side.
Okay, and we should expect the junglers to revisit this lane now that both flashes are down for both mid laners. I'm expecting to see another maybe 2v2 fight around this lane because now it's very volatile. Someone is probably going to die soon.
Absolutely. I don't know who will die first. I'm willing to bet it's the Twisted Fate. I feel it's the Twisted Fate, but maybe Twisted Fate will play a little safer. Yeah, other than that, not a whole lot else going around the map. Just pretty standard play right here.
And both junglers not opting back. They're just keeping about 1,000 gold on, just sitting on their heads.
Yeah. What are you gonna get with that gold? Boots? Come on.
Really good early game items? No.
Yeah,
okay.
Actual stats. We don't need stats.
And the issue with this is when you have having a gold lead is cool and all. Did you just pull him through the wall?
He sure did pull him through the wall. Here comes Samira dashing in. The explosion shot going to come down. The stun coming in from the Leona. The Rel's going to stun back up, and Rel's going to be able to just walk away here. Tristana's going to trade back as much as he can, but that was actually I guess a winning trade from Empire there.
I mean, yeah, they weren't able to trade much damage back onto Leona. Leona was just way too tanky, and I mean, Rel just lost a lot more of her health bar, but it doesn't seem like it's going to be too consequential, especially because both junglers aren't on this. Viego has no bottom side camps up, but he's heading back to his bot side.
Well, he's maybe he's thinking of like an angle onto ganking the
Maybe,
Twisted Fate, or
maybe he's an angle on the pushed up bot lane. I don't know.
his red buff spawning in
40 seconds or something like that.
43 seconds. You know,
As much of a waste of time as that is, he's giving Amumu time to clear his topside back and be able to come down bot.
yeah. It looks like Viego is going to be going into the bot lane. Getting a little speed there. I saw he just used his stealth cloud.
So the bot lane wave is pushing up. It's slow pushing back their way, but Viego has to wait there for like another 20 to 30 seconds for that to even be a thing.
Yeah, it looks like he's just gonna
He's go for
take the dragon. He's just gonna flip the dragon there. Amumu's
So
not down
early-
there, so I guess this is a fine. He's just gonna get it.
As much as we've been talking about early dragon stacking in the such in the past games, that was in the context of a team comp that wants to play through the early game. In this game, where both team comps are okay with scaling, I think an early dragon isn't the best trade, especially since Amumu's just getting a lead on him
a crab.
Amumu, you could just walk into his. You can walk into his top jungle. You can
Oh,
walk into his top jungle and take his gank.
Amumu's waiting for an angle here. He's got a gank.
A gank onto the level 7 Alawi.
Yeah, nah. He's gonna be coming in here. Just kidding.
Oh, no,
Nah,
he's
nope.
not.
He's wandering into his jungle where he has no camps.
Amumu, you lost mommy. Please just back and spend your 1,500 gold. Please.
Wait, he doesn't have items.
Please just back and spend your gold. I'm begging you.
He's wandering over to,
Oh,
to
so-
his. He's wandering
in an
over
ideal
to his
world-
poolside jungle.
in an ideal world, Amumu sees the dragon gets taken. He walks into Viego's topside, takes all the camps in there, backs, buys whatever item he's trying to buy, probably Sunfire, buys a Bomby Cinder and some boots, goes back, clears his bottom side and top side. All of a sudden, he has a 3 to 4 camp lead, which is like about 1,000 gold lead over Viego. That's a really big deal. Amumu still
clearing. He still has 2 camps to clear before his top side comes back up. All right.
he finished all of his smite stacks before he backed.
Yeah. Obviously.
Amumu, we need to have a talk.
Mr. Beans.
Your gold does nothing if you don't back and spend it. I'm begging you. You are the weakest champion on the Rift right now because you haven't bought any items. You don't even have your jungle item anymore.
It's gone. Gone to the ether.
The Wukong with a Doran's blade is stronger than you right now.
He's recalling. He's recalling. Alert.
Oh, it's a blessing.
And he's bought plated steel caps.
Not the worst buy.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, not the worst buy. It's really good into the enemy team. They have a lot of physical damage early on, and Swain isn't the biggest.
There's a trade coming in. Swain's gonna get the
Nice.
hook. He's the hook. He's gonna get the pullback. He's gonna get the flash. He's gonna go in with the ignite. The ultimate, probably unnecessary there to finish off the Twisted Fate, who just stepped up a little too far, got caught with the root, with the never move, and then just disappears. But that's a little more action. Nah, missed engage. Oh.
I mean, it's really hard. For
Oh, just kidding. The engage begins. Samira is going to be trying to ulti there. Gets interrupted by the Rel. And now Tristana is going to be taking out the Samira. And then she's going to try and get away herself. Leona is going to be doing the best she can. Slam chop in here. But now she's going to just get pulled back by the Rel stun into the knockback, into the explosive bomb, which will hopefully take her out. Oh. Okay, this time Slime does it under the tower, for real. And now Amumu's gonna get caught by the Viego. He's gonna have to ulti to get away. It still goes down, but goes down himself. And the Rift Herald, it gets taken? The Rift Herald gets secured by Empire.
So, I mean, that fight between the bot lanes was exactly how we thought it was going to go down. It was just whoever can kill the ADC first. And Samira wasn't able to get her full ultimate off. It was CC'd by Rel, and Samira without her ultimate is kind of a neutered champion.
Yeah.
Like, the whole point of Samira is to try and get those stacks up and get your ultimate off. and Tristana has a lot more consistent damage.
Yeah, the Samira ulti is not how you start a fight, it is how you end a fight. And the Samira started the fight with the ultimate. It's an interesting choice. Also, the Chemtech Purifier, or the Chemtech, Chempunk Chainsword, finished by Wukong in the top lane. Decided to just finish the Executioners against the Alawi.
So the big issue with that is usually you want to buy an Executioners, but just stop right there, because the items that the Grievous Wounds items usually build into aren't the strongest singular items. I mean, yeah, this is only giving you 150 health and 45 attack damage. Sure, for the amount of gold that it costs, only I think 2,300, that's really good. But that's more of like a supplemental item that you're just trying to buy before a fight, rather than like your main damage item, your first item. Wukong's really going to be feeling a little bit less powerful as long as this is his only item.
Yeah, he's definitely not going to be scaling as hard here. Even if he had like just picked up like a Sheen or something, the Leona ulti going to be going down into the root, into the pull back. Well, that's Rel looking a little hurt right here. She's going to be having to limp away while not mounted up. The Buster Shot's going to have to come down. The slow comes in from Swain, but he doesn't have any more mana to follow it up. Rel's just going to walk away here. But that's enough damage down onto the enemy bot lane to get enough pressure to take the second dragon.
Yeah, like you just said, I mean, she's too chunked now. They can no longer contest this dragon, and the dragon stacking is going to become a serious problem now. That first Drake wasn't as consequential as long as New Jersey was able to just play for the next few, get a little bit stronger. I mean,
not this song again. Oh no, wait. It looks like the Tristana maybe jumped in a little too ambitiously, thought she was a little more fed than she actually was, and ends up going down. Now the Twisted Fate's going to come in with the teleport, and manages to take down the Samira. Going to be phase rushing right here onto Leona, but Leona's probably just going to be able to walk away. Here comes the gold card, going to be stunning up. The Eclipse comes in, one more auto attack, doesn't do enough damage. Leona just tanky enough to walk away from that with her life.
And that was really weird by Tristana. Maybe TF was talking to her, telling, hey, Tristana, go in, I'm going to TP down. But Tristana was a little bit early to the punch. She can't 1v2, obviously, especially against a Samir Leona. I mean, just a bit of a misexecution.
Oh yeah, here's going to be an ulti here from the Alawi coming in on the tower dive top lane. Alawi's sticking a little too far in. Almost goes down. Here comes the Alawi Tentacles. Going to be trying to slam the Wukong here, but he's just going to be able to dodge out of those. Really sketchy there, but the Wukong's going to get forced back, and this may end up being a first tower for the side of Empire.
I mean, that's like a really... I like that play for Empire. I think it's not bad. I mean, you're taking a lot of risks there. You're definitely risking Alawi dying and just giving over another kill to the Wukong, but getting first tower definitely outweighs the cons, especially since Alawi didn't die.
Yeah, absolutely. Alawi gets out of there. Little sketchy, but... No, barely able to live there. Twisted Fate's taking a lot of pain right here from the Swain, but trading back a little bit.
And honestly, taking that first... we have a game.
Here comes the Amumu. The Twisted Fate pops Destiny Gate to get vision onto the enemies as they approach him. The Viego dashes in, going for the slow there. The ultimate from the Viego misses, goes wide. Twisted Fate's going to be running for the hills right now, trying to get away from the Alawi. The stun comes out. He's just delaying, leading this Alawi into her own possible demise. The rocket jump comes in. The pain comes out. Alawi's going to try and trade back, but she doesn't have nearly enough damage to take out the Twisted Fate, and she goes down. But here comes the Samira trying to dive into 4 players, but she doesn't have a lot of damage. She doesn't have her ultimate stacked up. She doesn't have anything. She's going to end up getting almost taken down, and now the Leona's in a place where she doesn't want to be, and just gets chopped apart. Another kill picked up by the side of the Jersey City Knights.
I mean, and you're taking that fight with Empire's taking that fight without any of the tools they need to fight. They don't have the Alawi ultimate. They don't have the Swain ultimate. He can't get it off. They can't take a fight without the tools they need to counter this engage.
Yeah, that's a death. That's just death. That's get rooted, and Swain pulls your heart out and then collects a bird. A nice bird friend. Samira going in 1v3 under the turret.
She's gonna live.
Wait, she's gonna live? The Wukong goes a little too deep. It's gonna get stunned up by the Leona, and now the Tristana's gonna be a little too deep as well. The possession coming in, the rocket jump just a little bit forward. The root's going to come down in on the Rel. She's going to be taking damage from the explosive shot. Just barely gets away there. And despite that looking a little sketchy at first, Jersey City Knights are turning around. Now they're going to be looking to dive here. Looking in on the rel. She's going to try and do as much as she can to stay alive, but she doesn't have anything that she needs to actually do that, so she just gets taken out. Maybe not Leona. Maybe you don't want Leona to pick that one up, but Leona did.
I think New Jersey has the right idea there. It's just a bit of a misexecution when it comes to trading off who's tanking the turret and who's not. Oh, another
Yeah,
fight.
here comes a fight in here.
Oh,
Amuma's going to be bandaging over the wall from the Raptor camp, and he's just going to be taking a ton of damage. Swain, despite being the one engaged on, forces the Amumu to flash. Barely's getting out of that one. A lot of damage coming out from the Swain here.
And it's definitely interesting. We're looking at. Let's try and take a step back and look at who's like strong, who's definitely the carry, who's like trying to focus. I definitely think it's still Tristana at this game. Tristana is the person you're trying to get, the person you're trying to kill. If I'm on Empire, on the inverse, there are a lot of targets you're trying to take down. You want to try and take down Samira before she gets her stacks up. You want to try and take down Swain before he gets his ult off and kills everyone. You want to try and take down Viego, because Viego's just going to auto-attack everyone and just start getting resets. And then Alawi is just sitting there waiting for you to come to them and try and kill her teammates, and then she's going to kill you. I still, in a 5v5 fight, I still don't really see how New Jersey can win these fights.
Yeah,
but
it's all...
of course, when it comes to mistakes, Empire's made a lot, and New Jersey has shown they're good at punishing mistakes. So we'll have to see if those mistakes are made.
Yeah, we're just going to have to see. And New Jersey's comp is really good at punishing mistakes with the Twisted Fate Destiny Gate, with the Rel, with the Amumu. A lot of CC able to get locked down onto one target. So if they can catch someone out before an important fight, they can probably end up winning a 4v5. But here comes going to be the Dragon, the fight over the Dragon. We're going to see some damage here. The Viego gets stunned, gets poked out a little bit. I don't necessarily know if he's going to be out of the fight here. Leona's going to be approaching. She's going to be looking to try and get a Solar Flare. It is up. The Raptor is trying to get involved in this fight too. The Viego gets stunned up. The Curse of the Sad Money is going to be going down whenever it gets a chance. There's a whole lot happening right now. The Alawi ultimate's going to be slamming out. She's got a lot of tentacles, so even though she's alone in this fight, she still may be able to take somebody out, but somehow in that fight, 5 players died on the side of Empire.
So the big issue with that was they took a fight on New Jersey's terms. New Jersey's team comp is really good at going forward, engaging, and trying to start a fight. Well, you don't need to do that if the enemy's coming to you, which isn't playing towards the strengths of Empire's comp. Empire's comp wants New Jersey to come to them, but they're walking into the river. They're trying to contest a dragon into a team that has a better position on them. Plus, Alawi was late to the fight. You're starting a fight without the character you need to counter their engage.
Yeah, just a really botched engage on the side of Empire here, giving Jersey exactly what they wanted. They wanted that sort of, early picks. They were able to clean that fight up before Alawi even arrives. And although the Alawi ultimate looked really good, he was going to be a rocket jump into just a dead Samir, just gone, just no longer here. Yeah. I feel like I saw that last game and the game before.
I mean, Tristana saw Samir burn her 360 Yasuo wind wall, so she took the chance to jump in, flash.
Swain's going to be coming in. He's going to be a little too deep. He's going to be looking to try and get the ulti out, and he's going to be charging here, but he doesn't have the Zhonya's to keep himself alive. He does explode here, takes out the Tristana, and now Rel's in a bad situation. Swain actually manages to turn that 1v2 into a 2-for-0 in his favor.
So if I'm being honest, if I'm playing ADC, I don't want to jump into the Swain.
No. I feel like Swain just kills you. Speaking of just kills, we'll see. Viego does miss that route. However, he does force the flash out of the Twisted Fate.
So I feel like that fight down in the bottom Tribrush.
Well, okay, here comes the route, and the Viego actually does end up killing the Twisted Fate. I guess, my bad. The Wukong's going to be taking a lot of damage here from the Test of Skill, the Test of Will, Test of Spirit, I think is actually the name of the ability. It's whatever. It doesn't matter. Wukong gets forced back. Twisted Fate gets killed. And now Empire has a way in on the mid lane.
And again, if you're Twisted Fate there, what are you stepping up for? Like why are you walking up to the enemy team that wants to catch you out? I mean, I'm just trying to wrap my head around like why are you walking up there? I mean, your team isn't even that close. You have no backup. I mean, you're trying to land some poke, but like that's at best what you get.
I think he felt good about dodging the first Viego route and was like, I can do that again. And then he just got CC chinned.
Uh,
He was wanting to style a little too hard. Just happened to, not have the fancy footwork needed to.
if we're looking at upsides here for New Jersey, they did get the last dragon. They're slowing the dragon stacking. They can get some items on their carries, get some items on the Tristana. Maybe the Wukong will get an actual item soon.
Yeah, he's getting close. He's got the Iron Spike Whip.
Mhm.
He's got the Phage.
So we're seeing some good things right now. They're successful.
Oh, here comes the
Maybe.
Flash engage with the Zenith Blade. The Solar Flare doesn't get to go out, but it doesn't even matter. Tristana does go down, and now C9 Mercury is on Tristana, looking to execute here with the Viego. A ton of damage coming down onto Empire's team, and two people get taken out, 2-for-1, and it looks like there's going to be pressure on mid lane, but there is a Rift Herald topside with an Amumu.
So it's definitely understandable why Empire felt the need to try and just force an engage there. They see the two people top lane, they see the Rift Herald, they think, okay, we have to make a play now. We can't like be indecisive about this, or they're just gonna get the best of both worlds. So they just push the button, they go on the Tristana.
And here comes Wukong, going to be looking to get the ultimate down. He's going to get a lot of damage down on the Samira and the Swain, who's out of mana. Not a whole lot to fire back with, but Wukong's taking a ton of damage from the Viego, gets a flash in. He tries to transform into Wukong, but gets exploded by the explosive shot. Now Swain, with no mana, no hope, gets taken down, shut down by Baby Slime. Finally getting some gold to get into that carry position he was in the past 2 games.
And again, like I said, they're trying to not give New Jersey the best of both worlds, getting the towers and getting something also in the mid lane. All of a sudden, New Jersey get more than what they bargained for. They get the towers in the top lane, and they also win the fight, and now they're going to get a Baron off of it.
Yeah, absolutely. And they're like what Empire has here is they have the first step onto the dragon, so they can get some vision out. They can try and set up for that, but they're going to be fighting a Baroned up team, so it's going to be hard to secure this next dragon. And when these Infernals start stacking up, this Tristana hurts a lot more than she was hurting the past couple games.
So Alawi decided to walk top
Oh,
there,
we've
which
got
is
a Destiny
really
Gate
bad.
onto the Leona here. Gonna be stunned up with the gold card. Leona's walking the wrong way, not towards her team. It doesn't look like it can really help her, but the fight's going to keep happening up here. Tristana gets the one shot onto Viego. He's going to be gone. Now she's back over the wall, and then she goes back over with a blast plant while the Samira tries to fight 1v5, but doesn't have the power to do it. Now here comes the 1v5 champion herself, Alawi, trying to take out at least one of these players. She will pick up the Twisted Fate here, but the Jersey City Knights are going to pick up this next dragon. It looks like Alawi's going to be hit up. Look, she's probably going to get out here. Yeah, she's getting out.
So we said it earlier, it's really hard for New Jersey to play into Empire's team comp. Barring Empire makes mistakes. Empire's been making a lot of mistakes. Alawi walking top, she's not there in time for the fight. Leona getting caught out by the Destiny. It's a lot of just little things, but they're adding up. And you're giving New Jersey the type of fights they want. They want it to be split up. They want to be able to jump on to different people and just take you on single file.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we've not, for this 5v5 comp, we've not seen any actual successful 5v5s. Like, it's either the Leona gets caught out, or the Swain gets caught out, or the Samira gets caught out. Somebody dies, and then it's just, at that point, it's just harder to execute a 4v5, or a 5v5 when you don't have 5 people.
It's kind of like, this Empire team comp is greater than the sums of its parts. So, each individual character isn't going to be that strong in their own, but if you put them all together into one big counter-engage ball, they're going to win fights. It's just they're not really executing on what their team comp is kind of made to do.
Yeah, pretty much that's what's happening here. And Empire and Jersey City Knights, they're picking up steam. They're picking up control of the game, and they've got pressure here. The Baron. Let me check. Okay, the Baron's going to be running out pretty soon here, and here comes a Test of Spirit onto the Twisted Fate, taking a little bit of damage. He's just gonna walk away from that one though. Gonna be annoyed a little bit, but that's about it.
And it might be to the point
Oh,
where
and here comes a rocket jump onto the Swain, who's a little too far out, doesn't have anybody to back up, and like we said, Swain's just gone. Now the Amumu's got a perfect bandage toss onto Leona, who's able to secure the Curse of the Sad Mummy onto Samira as well. Now she's going to have to hobble away from this fight. Here comes Alawi, able to land an ultimate on the multiple people, but doesn't have a lot of damage to finish it out. Tristana's going to go in, die under tower. Where have we seen that one before? But Samira not able to deal enough damage to the Twisted Fate to actually successfully take him out. He's able to Zanya's, reset that turret aggro, walk away from this fight, and that's 4 for 1 in favor of the Jersey City Knights.
And we're just seeing the same story over and over again. This time, Swain gets caught out in the river. His team's behind a wall. They're in the mid lane. They can't get to him and help him, and he's all alone out there. You can't be separating like this when you're all trying to do the same thing. I mean, I can get it if you're trying to push out sideways, you're trying to get your farm, you're trying to get jungle camps, but you can't be so far ahead when the rest of your team is behind you. You need to understand that this New Jersey team is good at one thing and one thing only. That's going forward. So if they see you by yourself, they will go forward.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. That's what the Jersey City Knights are going to be looking to do. So we'll have to, hopefully, if Empire wants to win this, they're going to need to clean up their play. They're going to need to, recalculate, recalibrate, come together as 5 players and make one call, one decision to try and win a fight. But now it just comes down to, do they have enough gold now? Because they're staring down a nearly 5k gold lead in favor of the Jersey City Knights.
It seems like we're to the point where the whole talk of team comps and what each team is trying to do is going to be thrown out the window because of how strong New Jersey is.
Swain is able to get a pick onto the Tristana there with the knockback, but Tristana just leaps away, and now Swain is going to be approached by the Amumu. The bandage does land. That's going to be Swain trying to trade back onto the Tristana, but Tristana is able to walk away. The Viego's going to throw out the smoke cloud. Leona's going to try and get an engage here, stunning up the Mumu. Viego engages with its ultimate, tries to hit one shot the Tristana, but Tristana just goes into stasis with the stopwatch. Samira, we see the circle of her ultimate appear for just a microsecond before she perishes, and that's another 4 for nothing in favor of the Jersey City Knights, and it looks like they're going to be trying to end the game. They may be trying to end the game here.
So we have to ask the question, why is Empire engaging there? One of their strongest members, Alawi, is in the top lane right now. She's split pushing. The way a split push works, especially a 4-1, you can't leave her up there alone, then decide, okay, we're going to fight 4v5.
Yeah, now Alawi is going to be trying to fight 1v5, but it is completely hopeless. And even the Swain, who has so much damage, may take out the Tristana, but it looks like it's going to be the end for Empire. The Jersey City Knights have successfully taken the series 2-1.
The Empire has fallen. I mean, it really is just a combination of they had the right idea. Empire consistently had the right idea. They tried to execute on it, but they just came up short each time. But we have to look at New Jersey here. Made a lot of good plays. They're really good at punishing mistakes. They're really good at understanding where they're strong and where they're not. They understand that they need to play around these people, but they need to play around picks. They need to actually just punish mistakes, get leads through that, and then eventually you can just punch it down their throat. You win the series.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And although that second game looked definitely really rough for the Jersey City Knights, that last game, Empire may have had a draft advantage, but it didn't matter in the end. They just couldn't execute on what they were trying to do, and they ended up, losing the game.
I mean, draft doesn't mean anything if you make mistakes.
Yeah, no draft is guaranteed to win in League of Legends, especially without Udyr. Maybe with an Udyr, we could
you draft Udyr, you can win. That's it,
it's only Udyr.
The statement ends there.
All right. Well, that is in the first week. The Jersey City Knights going to pick up a win. And
Great way to start the season.
great way to start the season. Definitely good momentum going into the later weeks. I do not know who their opponent is next week. However, uh, there's still some things they need to go back to the drawing board about. There's still some things they need to clean up. They perhaps future teams when they ban the Tristana, the Jersey City Knights are going to have to look to adapt.
Mhm.
But yeah,
I would like to see some extra champion picks from Baby Slime. He shows really like high proficiency on Tristana, but like he's not going to be able to get that every game. Teams are going to see he played Tristana 3 times in a row in the series. They're probably going to ban it away from him, so he's going to need to show a wider champion pool, see if he can snowball games in other ways.
yeah, absolutely. But I believe that's all the time we're gonna have here for today's cast. Uh, Thank you for watching. I have once again been Tanner Kinney with my co-caster Nikolai. I don't remember. I'm sorry. It's late.
Uh, uh, I've been Nikolai Smith,
Mhm.
and you can catch us again next week on Friday at about 8 o'clock.
Yeah, and maybe production will be less scuffed. We're hoping for the best,
Ryan.
praying for the best. But catch us again for some more League of Legends action. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.